Yeah, Film Vault! Welcome everyone to the Film Vault. That's Anderson. I'm Brian Bishop. We're your hosts for today. Oh, a unified episode.
A what?
A unified episode. Top 5 female rock stars. Actually, and I think indirectly, incidentally, closing a loop we started years ago when we did Top 5 rock stars.
Yeah, indirectly.
Mine were all dudes. And now we're giving props to the ladies. So female rock stars it'll be. And we got some professions coming your way.
What is a lady? What is a lady?
Well, what is a woman?
We're going to find out. Hopefully at least one aspect. One take. One perspective.
So yeah, the reason why we're doing this obviously is because we just watched Flora and Son, right?
Yeah. That was an unintended benefit.
Brian, that's not why we're doing this. We're doing this because girls of all ages have been flooding our beloved theaters and making massive messes, apparently. I saw some footage of one of the... It's not fair, though, because, I mean, every time you... Every weekend, there's some theater, I'm sure plenty of Marvel theaters just looked like absolute trash.
Sure.
But there was like, some
Fast and Furious premieres.
Can you imagine just the crumpled Bud Lights all over the theater? But there was some things going
Corona long neck.
Going viral, as the kids say, where they were showing what the Swifties left behind, which was just very, very messy.
Oh, really?
Well, Swifties, they keep themselves in shape, so they think they want some popcorn, but then they only have a couple kernels, and then the rest just falls on the ground. So there's
it's all for throwing
like snowbanks of popcorn throughout.
That's a $13 throwable decoration.
But this could be a new era where it's like somebody.
Oh, pun intended.
It's the Eras tour.
What? New era? Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Tour.
But like this could be like, I'm sure it's a smashing success, and then maybe we're going to see more of this. We're like,
God willing.
Giant. You went and saw this thing.
I didn't actually. We're seeing it this Saturday.
Bad for the show.
Why are you doing that?
I didn't buy the tickets. It was bought by a friend.
That doesn't tell me why you're doing this. I didn't buy the tickets is why you're doing it. Do not pick your nose.
No, it's so crusty.
As far from the mic as possible.
What in the world?
Sorry.
We're on camera.
Yuck. No, I didn't buy the tickets. So
that doesn't explain why you're going.
The tickets were purchased for me.
Well, you don't have to accept the tickets. You just see I
see.
I can have like a bushel of tickets sent to my doorstep. Bought by other people, I wouldn't find myself marching.
I can hand you gasoline to drink. And well, he handed it to me.
Great example.
He gave it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was just 2 tickets and a cyanide capsule. I'm like, well, I guess I'll take these.
My buddy got me Book of Mormon tickets. I'm like, I've seen it. I have many things that I must be doing. I'm not going to see.
Rejoice in the splendor.
It was a couple weeks ago, and it's like I don't have time to go see Book of Mormon.
Why don't you have time?
Because I'm in the middle of many things. I got a movie to make. Yes, hey, we're in the throes of it. Thank you, Brian, for that. If you would like to spread the word about this very, very worthwhile project, which is called Loaded for Bear, where we are working with my lovely Born to Act players, and we're doing it big, bigger than I would like. Things have spiraled, as they often do, and there's many, many moving parts, but just over the last few weeks, the budget has gotten a little bit out of control, and it's stuff that we can't avoid. It's permitting stuff, which I thought we'd be able to get away with this permit, but there's a certain group that's not working with us at all. Payroll, extra insurance is costing us, police officers that we now need on. And it's not even because of the nature. Like, I would be actually even more pissed if they're like, well, you're working with special needs. You're going to need, but we're going to have like 5 babysitters on set with us, which we don't need at all, and we have to pay.
Do you need a sixth?
I do not need you there.
Pay
handsomely for all these. So not only is it a very, very large cast, everyone is being paid, some much more than others, but everyone's being paid for their time, and then a pretty large crew that more help is needed as the day goes. As the days go, as a producer, I'm getting phone calls like, "Hey, we're doing you a favor by we believe in the project. We're doing it for very little money, but." It's going to be a whole lot of work, and if I could bring this person on at near minimum wage, it'll help, and it all just adds up. It all adds up, and we
especially with what Carano's pulling down.
Carano's not being paid a dime. I've deferred my.
That doesn't sound like the Carano I know.
Money grubbing.
I've been getting paid.
Shrewd businessman.
Carano and I have been getting paid, not a lot, but some, for the documentary that we've been working on for the last 8 months about our Born to Act players, which are intellectually and developmentally delayed adults that are part of Mary Ring's acting class, which you've heard me talk about here before. And it's a group that needs to have the focus on them, and it's just incredible what they do. And I want to help share that. And it's a good idea to do what we're doing, which is a short. It's DGA's signatory, like it's signed off on. It's SAG signed off. It's all that. It's all official. But in doing so, there's all these other things that are being brought in that are mandated because it's like, oh, you want to make a movie, do you? Well, where's that cut? And there's a whole lot of that.
Their palm facing skyward.
A whole lot of that going on right now. So I probably won't sleep much. We're shooting 4 days, and I don't know if I'm going to really, because it's like money has to materialize. So if you've been thinking about giving, or if you have a corporation that you work with that likes,
now's the time, is what Anderson said.
501, time. There'll be other times, but right now we're definitely, because I have to pay people Friday, and I have credit cards that are pretty much nearly maxed out for, because I'm not good at making money or managing it, and
it's about a combo.
I know. I'm good at budgets, and the budget was all taken care of until like these things, a couple things fell through, and it's just, and it all, you look at the budget, you're like, how is it that? And it's all like, 200, 300, 200, but it all adds up. And now it's $14,000 over what I had signed up for.
Oof, you got to waive your director's fee.
I don't have a director's fee.
See,
I'm free. There's a lot of people, big level talent, where my director of photography, free. My producers, free. I got people that are giving money to it and flying in to actually do backbreaking work for free, and still we're at this crazy level. So it's all going to be worthwhile. This is what we do. The Born to Act players are going to be, a lot of them are old hat. Like a number of them are going to be on set or SAG, and it's old hat for them. But there's a number who are working towards SAG who have never had a real production day. We're going to give them that. That's going to be great, and they're going to be working with actual, working actors. We got Keith Coogan and John Kapelos, who I'm meeting again with tomorrow night to run his stuff.
Begging for money.
Eddie Levy from AP Bio, and we did the table read on Saturday, and that was fantastic.
Nice.
That was really, really good. It was so much fun to see it actually come to life for the first time.
Terrific.
But yeah, we have all these top level professionals working on this thing, and if you listen to I Got a Movie to Make, Loaded for Bear, like this week, I just released it earlier today on Monday as we record this. You heard me. You heard me. And I hate to be negative, but that's just where I'm at right now. I think for Thursday, I'll do another one, and it'll be a little more positive because I'm going to be more excited about the actual process of this.
That's true. You'll be on the precipice of movie making.
I'll just have to, put this in I just got to compartmentalize, because I'm going to have to direct effectively, and I can't be directing effectively.
Producer Anderson can't get in Director Anderson's ear.
Yeah. But this is the first time, because it's so condensed and so big on such a one day. That's where we're kind of screwed. It's not like stretched out like Groupers was, but yeah, it's part of me kind of wishes that Carano and I just threw something together with the talented actors that we have in there, many of which we're using. I mean, we're using assistants as well. It's not all like SAG actors that we're using. We're using a few, but really what it is proof of work that we can actually pull this off and do this in a big, big way for one day, show them what we produce, and then hopefully that will lead to, getting the actual big money to make a feature with these guys, with all this talent.
I guess the silver lining of all this, not even the silver lining, the upside is at the end of the day, you're going to have a great product. We are going to have a very good product. It's going to be, it's not done yet. There's a huge challenge ahead of us on Friday. But thank you. You're right. Yeah, we are. So anyways, if you've been hearing me prattle on about this and you've been thinking about giving, it's a 501c3 once again. So it should be a tax write-off. If you have friends or family members that are, would like to be part of something altruistic and have their name associated with it, or just be, feel good for doing something like this. I know there's a lot of things going on in the world. This is my focus right now and a little tunnel vision, but yeah, it's all going to be worthwhile. This is the biggest thing going on in the world right now. No, it's not even. It's the biggest thing going on in my world, and that I can say. That you failed. It should be your son's birthday. Oh, yeah. Almost forgot. Yeah, I'm hoping to wrap this up all around in time so that I can go to Party City and get balloons inflated so that he has them when he wakes up in the morning. Oh, that's a goal of mine. I don't know if that's going to happen. How late? Well, you can go at the break. We can take time whenever you want. It's our show. No, I'm not going to come back with inflatable balloon. No, we're going to wrap up. Car. No, I don't want to do that. All right. Yeah. I'm just saying there's a... I'm not going to go find like a Party City and like... There's right down the street. Really? Yeah. Oh, no. It's right by, where the Smart and Final is? No. Okay. You know what Animal Lumber is? Animal Lumber. Anna Waltz Lumber? No. This is good pod. This is terrible pod. You know what the post office is? Yes. Closer. Oh, you mean where Tent City used to be, just like last week? You had a large encampment right there by the post office. We're very friendly here on the west side. Well, why are they all gone? Swept away. We're friendly to an extent.
It's crazy, right?
Tie to balloons.
If you don't live out here in LA, like you'll like go like freeway underpasses for like months on end, and like the cities, like the tent cities, very, very tragic. Lots of people that don't have
beyond
homes.
tents, it'll be constructed with plywood. I've seen windows.
It grows. You watch it grow as like the weeks go by. Because I'm out here once a week, and I would just watch that tent city grow and grow and grow. And then one day you turn left, and it's just all gone. All like not gone. A trace.
They come in, they sweep them out, man.
Not a trace. I think they just go in there with snowplows.
I can't believe you don't know where the Party City is.
I don't give a fuck about Party City right now.
Wow.
I can't believe you don't know where the Party City is.
Why is that so important to you? Look,
why is that so unbelievable?
My head's just on a swivel. Oh my God, I totally know where the Party City is. Now that I'm talking, I'm at that red light every fucking time I come over here, staring at that stupid kid's face. You're absolutely right.
Right under the metro.
You have every right to be mad at me for not knowing. You're absolutely right. Yes, just clicked. It's never registered. That's a Party City.
All right, listen. Good news. It's open till 9.
You know what I'm always doing? I'm stealing myself from you when I'm sitting on the red light, because that means I'm about 60 seconds away from coming to the studio.
True. It's very close. Might be the closest business to me. Listen to me.
There's no parking over there, Brian. We can't do this.
They have a whole lot.
Yeah, it's a full. We're on the west side. Let's talk
listen to me. We're going to finish the show before 9. You're going to get out of here. You're going to go to Party City.
Fuck yes. I hope that I remember to bring the Mylar balloons that we have to have blown up.
Oh, you have the balloons.
Oh, yeah, because they're a specialty. It's all like Ghostbuster stuff.
I thought about that. All right.
Hopefully CVS I remember to bring them.
Has some Mylar balloons too. More generic.
CVS?
Yes, CVS.
Okay, no, we're not doing that.
You know where that is?
I don't give money to... Let's not do this.
Top 5 balloons.
Oh, my God.
The balloon you sent me is very nice. It's my screensaver. It's my wallpaper now.
Can we?
It's my lock screen.
Can we talk about movies?
Talk about some movies. What have the people seen, Avery?
Fanfliction. Speaking of updates, I have an update.
Oh, did I say loadedforbeardoc.com?
I don't think you did.
Oh my God, all that plugging. Loadedforbeardoc.com gives you more information. You can see the pictures. We'll have a new video up there shortly, and it's just believe me, it's for a very worthwhile cause. And yes, thank you.
Speaking of worthwhile causes. The Mitch Burns, who compiles Fanfliction. Thank you to the Film Vault fans who voted. I went from 5th to 1st.
Wow!
Oh.
Hell yeah!
I can't even believe it. I made it into the quarterfinals. Felt like the underdog coming up from the back of the pack.
Oh, please tell me you won.
Well, so voting has resumed as of, 2 days ago, if you're listening to this. It resumed on the 16th, so it's active again now. So Mitch is once again asking for your support. So if you can click that link in the show notes to vote for Mitch Burns, I believe you're able to vote, once a day? Is that what it said when we voted last time?
I voted a couple times.
Something like that. But yes, vote for Mitch Burns. He does a million things for this program, and he is trying to get that $13K in his pocket and come out to L.A. to meet some horror man.
Brad Dourif.
Sure. Brad Dourif.
I don't think that's who it is.
Why not?
Sam Winston.
Steven Dorff.
He's not a horror man. At least saying this, the horror realm. Toby Hooper's being resurrected.
On a Ferris.
Brian. Okay, scary movie. Stop it. Stop it.
It's a great film. I'm looking for loadedforbeardoc.com. .org.com.
Yeah.
.com.
Loadedforbeardoc.com. 501c3, charitable. Write-off should be a write-off. Talk to your CPA, but it's a write-off.
What's wrong with these kids? Oh.
Brian.
On to.
The fuck is wrong with you, dude?
A lot. The Fanfliction.
Avery, please.
Johnny Pomato on Facebook. Final update of highlights from the 25 screenings I saw at the New York Film Festival.
All right, he's our
25.
Guy.
How many days did he spend? How many days he spent watching those 25?
Hard to say. Ferrari.
Is he screening films or is he like going to view them?
What is the difference, Brian? He's at a film festival and he's watching movies at the film festival. Is he viewing them or screening them? What does that mean?
I meant for the selection committee. Like, they all like...
Is he like on the...
Yeah, is he watching them at home and reporting?
No, he's at the festival and he's an attendee at the festival. I don't know if he gets to vote.
All right, let's hear. I'm sorry.
He does get to see Ferrari.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
One's enjoyment of this film might be somewhat dependent on their interest in car culture or this specific event of this mogul's life. But one can't deny Michael Mann's exquisite direction, featuring some of the finest cinematic racing I've ever seen.
Hell yeah.
Adam Driver is excellent in the
heartbroken again.
title role.
Adam Driver in
wobbly Italian accent and all.
Driving. This does feel like it's
Driver
related to
Ford
Gucci.
The Gooch, yeah.
Oh.
What if this is his turn now in Hollywood? He just will only play Italian.
Only Italian? Biopics. Quite I love that, the idea of his biopic. Like 30 years from now, and he had like a really promising career. Star Wars. He was the guy.
At a certain point, he only wanted to do biopics of Italians.
And he swiftly ran out of principal characters to play.
And an odd turn of events, this man decided to only do this.
In a bizarre career strategy.
And of course, his portrayal of Mussolini killed his career.
He gained 50 pounds playing Benito Mussolini. Yeah.
Who else can he play?
Carlo Collodi, the guy who wrote Pinocchio, my grandfather.
just an excuse. It's
Set him
the
up
only
for it.
Italian he can think
Set him up for it. Perfect Days. Wim Werners' latest in another beautifully meditative portrait of a man in his city.
It's Wim Wenders, isn't it?
You can play Dolce or Gabbana.
Is it Wim Wenders?
Not bad. Is it Wim? He
Wenders,
wrote
right?
Wim Werners. I don't know.
Werners? Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
might have
Roberto
misspelled.
Benigni, he looks just like him.
Roberto Bellini.
With the honking beezer.
Yeah, I know. That's somebody else. Wait,
He can play Roberto Benigni.
Oh, I see. Well, you're back on that.
Yeah.
What's the name of this movie that he saw?
Perfect Days.
All right. Sorry.
D-A-Z-E.
Beautifully meditative portrait of a man in a city. Here focusing on the daily routine of Cannes Best Actor winner Koji Yakusho, cleaning public toilets in Tokyo. Slow and gentle, but never dull, with some primo needle drops to boot.
What did you say the name was?
Perfect Days.
No, what was the director's name?
Wim Werners is what's written here.
No, it's Wenders. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Well-
Wim Wenders.
Wim Wenders, then.
Yeah, that's what I like to say. He's a Wings of Desire guy. In Paris, Texas.
90s independent cinema.
Paris, Texas. Yeah, he's using a young picture for himself on IMDb, I believe. I don't think he looks like that anymore. I don't.
Outdated.
Think they do that a lot in real estate.
Oh, really?
Like I'll see the agent online and like visual, and then I meet them in person. I'm like, hey, is your son here?
Here's your child. Hey, that's the star right there. Somebody do an ad for Anderson, but use a very old picture.
No, I don't do that.
Anderson, the realtor.
You ready for a fuck to
Bold
the
night.
yes?
Oh, fuck the yes.
fuck
Let's
to
fuck
the
to
yes.
the yes. Let's do
The
that.
Curse. Nathan Fielder and Benny Safdie stopped by to premiere the first 3 episodes of their upcoming darkly comedic gentrification nightmare. I'd love to tell you more about it, but this is not TV Vault.
I stopped listening. It's
Episodes I'm with you. I'm a little bit with you. I'm gonna be honest. Enough with the episodes, kids.
Nathan
Get back.
Fielder, Benny Safdie.
All right. Okay.
You can do no wrong.
All right.
Well, I mean, he did Margaret.
There's
Are
a
you
lot
there?
of good people out there.
Are you there, Margaret? Are you
Nathan
there,
Fielder, though, can do no wrong.
All right. Okay.
Really? That's not true.
Thomas Hamon on Insta. Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour.
Yes.
I knew I liked 4 songs, but my wife and kids were up dancing in the aisles with all the other moms and kids.
Why'd you go?
Wait a minute. He saw this at a film festival.
No. We're on to Thomas
we moved.
Hamon.
Okay, I missed that transition.
Different man. Wife and kids were up and dancing in the aisles with all the other moms and kids. Pretty cool to watch them do that. As for the movie, I was really impressed with the cinematography, stage design, camera movements, editing, and choreography.
Kind of all there is.
Really impressive feat. That's true that they pulled off. He didn't
Not
mention
so much the writing and the staging.
Weirdly, he didn't mention the sound. And to think that concerts at SoFi were only a few months ago.
To think.
Is this from? Oh, whatever.
I was there. I don't know if I ever talked about that.
Did you?
I was there, yeah.
Doing what?
Dancing in the aisles.
That's so
Getting
far?
my groove on. Fuck yeah.
That was
I'm a
very,
Swiftie, dude.
That's a very expensive ticket.
Why
I'm
did I
surprised
believe you at all?
Spent money on that.
Somebody got it for me.
Oh, well, they had to go.
Yeah.
Why did any amount of me believe you?
Look, I'm not anti-Swiftie, and probably back in the day I would have been at
Dude.
a few concerts where she was there, probably,
I'm gonna
right?
FaceTime you from the fucking movie.
No, you're not going to do that.
I am.
Well, I'm not going to answer. Just like because you're calling doesn't mean I have to answer. Just like somebody got you a ticket doesn't mean you have to go. See how it works? You can accept or decline.
You're blowing my mind.
You mean there's a choice? Okay.
I can say no.
HB Greeky on Insta. The Burial. Pretty good streaming movie. Likeable characters. Nothing groundbreaking. Aaron Brockovich genre.
Great.
And finally, from Bruce Perky.
Bruce.
When Evil Lurks.
Oh, finally.
Argentinian horror. A brutal take on possession that takes unexpected turns throughout. Possibly the worst movie father of the year as our protagonist.
Oh, that's good. We should do that like maybe more often than not. Like
What's that?
worst movie dads because there's a lot of them out there.
Bad
We
Dads.
did an episode of
dads.
that 10 years ago.
I know. I feel like it's time for an update. Hey.
It's going to be Andy if he doesn't make it to Party
right,
City.
Bad Dads.
Oh, I know. It might be me. I said goodbye, my little 6-year-old. I won't see you again until you're 7.
Explain
and then I
the
started to
balloon
cry.
theory.
I started to cry a little.
Oh,
Yeah,
you.
it's true.
Because you're frustrated about the budget for
Well, I might be a little raw because of that, but I'm a pretty pabby guy. I get real emotional real fast. It was weird going like, this is the last time I'm going to look at you awake. I'll see him when I get home. But he won't be awake as a 6-year-old again, which I know it's just a number, but it's weird, man. It's like time's just going away. It's yeah. Hey, Bruce Perky, what's up, buddy? I'm going to be talking about a movie that Bruce suggested, and maybe he shouldn't have. Later on in this episode, Bruce Perky, I call him Bruce the Butcher because he's very good at breaking down movies and talking about all the tiny little ones, along with Eric Holmes and Greg Srivasti on Cinematics, or also known as Cinemadix. It's a nice accompaniment to this podcast. We should take a quick little break.
No, we're good. Can I stop by the set?
The set? I'd prefer you not.
That's not a no.
No, you can absolutely come by if you like. Come on by.
Where is it?
Film LA might say, is he sanctioned to be here?
Where is it?
Fucking Film LA. It's in North Hollywood.
I'm out.
I'm trying to get some of that babysitting money.
Yeah, right?
Jesus Christ.
What do you pay for babysitters?
Babysitters, the cheapest one is $48 an hour.
Holy crap.
I'm talking about people that are on set, and that's just base rate for the first 8 hours. And they're going to be there. Some of them are going to be there 20 hours split between 2 days. So, yeah, by the time that's the cheapest one.
I will undercut that shit by half.
And they're going to do nothing. They're going to sit there at craft service. I know exactly what they're going to do. They're going to sit there at craft service and eat the best stuff.
$25 out the door.
The people that are breaking their back and working the hardest are getting the least amount. The people that are doing nothing are getting paid the most. Other than some of my actors. Some of my actors are getting
more
paid
on
fairly
that
handsomely.
after the break. Yeah, we're back. I thought of you, Anderson. I thought of you vis-a-vis my
don't say that.
Shitty roommate that I had that you like to joke about all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not your employee, Brian. He would say things that were hurtful.
Brian had
or tone deaf.
Brian had an employee. I almost said Brian had a roommate a while ago. He's told a few stories about him on this here show. Not enough that you can just kind of like lackadaisically bring him up as though he's like part of the fabric of the show. But yeah.
So he would say things that were tone deaf and hurtful, which usually is the same thing. We were sharing an apartment with my Italian buddy, Alex, who you know well. And Alex was working crazy hours. Actually, I think it was a runner or PA for a show that had just debuted called Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. He was doing deliveries and pickups and whatnot all over town. Guy was working crazy hours and trying to make ends meet. Trying to make ends meet. And he was probably projecting at that movie theater he was working at for a long time. Either way, came in late at night one night, just dog tired, as Alex, not me. And Jacob's sitting there, just fucking fast food wrappers everywhere, shit everywhere. And Alex is like, Jacob, I'm so tired. Can you please just clean up a little bit of this stuff? It's so hard to come home after 2 jobs and a long day to see all this. And
you're like his wife at that point.
No, I'm not saying this. I'm watching Alex have this conversation with Jacob.
It's okay if Alex said.
He doesn't pay attention. And so Alex is saying like, I'm working so many hours and it's killing me. All I want is to have the apartment clean. And Jacob looks at him and goes, I'm not shitting you. All he says is, work smarter, not harder, Alex.
I like this guy.
What an asshole.
Where is this guy now?
Not acting. Oh, he's going to be on set. He's going to be in your short.
Know who would have said that? The smug high school Brian.
No, I'm smug and I'm an asshole, but I'm also what's the word? I'm sensitive to people's
It's at least it's what the face belies, though. It's not maybe not what you would have said, but it's what the face is suggesting. I am sensitive
to someone's plight, and if someone's like, "I'm killing myself for nothing," I wouldn't be like, "Hey, you're working too hard."
You might say that after the initial.
I might. Yeah. When you calm down. Yeah. Oh, what an asshole!
Hey, you know what I'm sensitive to is the listener's plight. They're 28 minutes or so in, and we haven't talked movies yet.
All we've done is we talked about your short movie. We talked about the listeners watching movies.
I know.
We're going to get Mitch $13K.
We talked about that. Yeah, we talked a lot of business. Let's get to the meat on the bone.
Time to confess the flicks we've seen in the past week, and we'll call it Flick Fashions. You want to start with what we were assigned? What do you want to start with?
No.
There's no big sexies this week. And Avery made the point, I don't know if it was on the air or off the air, how crazy it was that so many studios are terrified of competing with Taylor Swift.
Oh, just vacated the...
Dude, it's Friday the 13th in October, and there's no movies coming.
Exorcist moved because of that.
Crazy.
Well, I mean, Exorcist should have moved. off the docket.
That's
to
right.
begin with.
Altogether.
I feel like they should have looked at dailies and be like, well, we don't need this. Who needs this? This
all
is
we got.
totally superfluous to the world. All art is, but I mean, Exorcist.
What do you want to talk about?
Doublemint spirit demons. Remember that? Remember the double spearmint gum ads that we used to have to suffer through?
Yeah, of course.
That's all I could think of when I was watching at the end. I was like, oh, it's like the first one, except there's two. Who cares?
Double your pleasure.
Yeah, and then have twins. They'd have like hot twins. It's like, what are you trying to put in my mind there? I'm a little kid. I'm just trying to learn about like spearmint gum.
I know where you're going.
You got hot twins?
You just please stop saying.
What is the point?
Please stop yelling hot children.
What is the point of double mint spearmint? They have double spearmint in that gum? Okay, let's talk movies.
It's double the mint.
How do you do that?
I don't think it's real.
I don't think it's real at all.
Marketing play.
How do they? John Hamm's just like, here's what you're gonna do. One spearmint's good, but two, you get yourself some packets of gum.
All right, guys, we've done okay with our spearmint gum. Sales are real soft. I got the solution.
Yeah.
Double mint.
Double mint. Okay. Doesn't even sound good. All right. Yeah, I got 3 new movies. They're all smaller. It's my kind of week. I like talking about smaller little films. So what do we do? What do we start with? We can start with the assigned movie because it's newer. It's available, right? Flora and Son. Brian, take it away.
Flora and Son. Sorry, who assigned this to Wes Anderson? Do you have the name?
Yeah, it's Tam Smith. I did not get a chance to talk to Tam Smith. I might have jumped the gum. Look at it. It's on
you.
John Hamm.
Stuck.
Don Draper's getting inside my brain. The gum. No, I jumped the gun on this one a little bit because I forgot that Tam sent me a text. We're friends. She said, hey, I'm going to be in India on work, but here's what I'd like you to watch. So I didn't get a chance to talk to her. She's not going to be, I'm not talking to her in India.
Oh, we watched
a
week early.
Yeah, so I didn't get a chance to talk to Flora. I almost called Tam. Well, I'll be talking to Tam when she's back in town next week, but we got to watch Flora on
Flora and Son was seen by us. Sadly escaped my attention despite being a 2023 film. Written and directed by John Carney, writer and director of Once and Sing Street, which I just absolutely loved. Yes. I love Sing Street so much.
You do love it.
Starring Eve Hewson. Are you familiar with who her father is?
No.
Really?
Hewson. No. Tell me.
You might know him better by his stage name, Bono.
Oh, I've heard of that guy.
Yeah.
He wears glasses and talks about...
She was in the Nick.
Oh, she was in the Nick. She was great in the Nick. I didn't know that Bono was her dad. Fucking nepotism working. Nepotism.
Well, she was great, so I can't say that she didn't deserve the role.
Look at this. Bono finally produced something good.
Oh, come on.
Oh, she's my age. I got to date this.
I don't know if she's available.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Oren Kinlan, and Jack Rayner.
Paul Reed.
94% of Rotten Tomatoes. This is streaming on Apple TV Plus exclusively.
Oh, is it 94? That's good because this thing's okay.
I didn't look at Rotten Tomatoes. I looked at Wikipedia.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was getting. I saw something earlier today, and I thought that it had a low rating, and I was pissed. I'm like,
that'd be surprising.
Yeah, because this is
a solid movie.
It falls short in a couple places. We'll talk about that, but for the most part, this movie was very enjoyable.
Can I give it one of my highest endorsements?
Fun.
Very few notes.
Very few notes.
Very few notes taken. A lot of fun, too. It's high on the fun scale. Not quite as high as you'd think, but fun enough, and good, well-drawn characters. What's his face? John Carney's got a sweet spot, and this is it. Families, music, kids, on the fringes. This is what he does. What are you doing?
Read my notes, because I do have some notes. Yeah, this is what he does. This is a sweet spot. I think for me, I have not seen Once. I know a lot of people are upset about that.
Once was not my favorite John Carney film.
This is my favorite John Carney film, which says very little because I have not seen it. Yeah, I like it more than Sing Street. Huh? So here's the storyline. It's she lives in Dublin. Flora is her name, and she's down on her luck. She's divorced. She has a teenage son who hates her. Her player ex-husband is in the mix, and like he has the son every other week type thing. It's one of those, she's struggling,
and their relationship, at least the son and the mother who live together often, is strenuous
relationship. And she is looking for a passion, she's looking for a purpose, really, and she decides to pick up a guitar to prove her husband that wrong. But
initially she bought the guitar for her son.
Yes, that's right. And he said, I don't want this, Mom. Yeah. And her son is kind of...
he's really into EDM.
Kind of some cringy stuff. And like his friends are always... I hope that's just not a reality. Like I'm just going to have to, like every time I go pick up Atticus, they're going to be like doing videos on top of cars and shit. Like, please don't do that.
I think that's a new thing.
Oh, fuck me. Like I'm just going to have him...
like my dad's a filmmaker.
I might have to... what is it? Mr. Fantastic it. I remember that.
The Brown Deer Cowboy.
Or they just took him. It was
Captain Fantastic.
Captain Fantastic.
Off the grid, yeah.
I might just have to do that. I cannot live in a world where I'm going to pick up my teenage son and I see that kind of shit in the backdrop. It's just so upsetting. You may have to
live. Who was the one, Charlie Hunnam in the Mel Gibson movie? He lived in the trailer. We just assigned it.
Yeah. Well, what was that? I like
2 months ago.
Yeah, what was that? It was good. I enjoyed it. It wasn't bad. It was fun.
It was the one where he was on set, much like...
it was something with shoot in the title or something. Mm-hmm. It was... kind of a lazy title, if I recall. But hey, I know what you're talking about.
Last Looks.
Last Looks. Hey, similar to Shoot, because you got to shoot right before you shoot. You got to have those last looks. So she picks up a guitar.
She buys a guitar for her son for a late birthday present. He's like, "What the fuck is this? I don't want this." And she's like, "Fine, I'll play it."
He tried to shove it into like the computer, and she's like, "That's not how it works."
That's how it works.
Yeah. That didn't happen. That would have been fun.
That's a weird old time reference because nothing had showed in the computer.
On the sides, there's still sports.
Oh,
There's sports, right? There's sports. So she decides to take some online lessons, and it's a fun little series where she's trying to figure out who to swipe left with as far as a guitar, a mentor, teacher. Musician.
She's looking for online tutorials.
Yes, and she lands upon a very Bruce Springsteen style Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who is in Los Angeles.
He was definitely. He was channeling a little Bruce Springsteen.
He was channeling the boss. Yeah, he was just shucks, I'm just here, a musician, living my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm down to earth. Everything makes sense to me. Might not make sense to you yet, but I got to figure it out.
I stopped trying to make money off music a long time ago.
So, a relationship, begins to foster, and that's pretty much all you really need to know. The movie is kind of paint by numbers. It goes where you expect it to go, but it does so in a very fun, raw way at times. I mean, this
is a great example of what you just said, how the plot can be by the numbers. Like, there's not many great surprises in this, but the characters are so well drawn that you don't care. You're on board because it feels very authentic to these characters.
It did feel fairly genuine and authentic, especially with the language alone. I mean, this is a hard R as far as language goes. And I really appreciate that when a movie is sweet, but they, let the language still be what these characters would sound like. Because just because you have a trucker's mouth doesn't mean you can't have a big heart and be sweet. And I think that's lost in a lot of PG movies, right? And they just don't feel authentic. I appreciate the message of some of these movies, but they don't let the characters be the drinking, foul-mouthed, smoking characters that they are, which they did in this one. So I really appreciated that. They felt authentic.
Felt very Irish in that respect.
However, I think the movie deserved a stronger ending and a better ending. It did not stick the landing even a little bit for me.
The weakest part for me was the ending.
And there were some moms doing some things at a certain event that was obligatory, I guess, but I just wanted to, crawl inside my own armpit and die. I did not enjoy that at all. Like, it made me wish that I wasn't alive for a split second. I hate those feelings, and I got it big with that. But they were really banking on the whole premise of, look, we can have relationships via computers, and they can be meaningful, and we can even perform together via computers, which just felt lazy.
Yeah, the whole thing, I think, was kind of unlikely connections, with her son, and then with the guitar teacher, and most of it for me worked.
Okay. I
wouldn't say it knocks it out of the park, but it was solid movie.
My final note is ground rule double for this one.
Yeah,
it's a solid double.
That's right.
Ground rule double. All right, kind of stand up double. Didn't have to hustle too hard to get there. Could have hustled harder for a triple at least.
I sure could have liked it out.
Yeah, but that's pretty much. Yeah. I wanted a strong, because we've seen that. We've seen like that kind of an ending work really well in like About a Boy, and Love Actually had a great
ending. Even in Sing Street, I thought the ending was great where they performed Drive It Like You Stole It at the prom.
And I understand what they were going for, right? Like, but it wasn't executed right or something. It just felt kind of.
I don't know if
the song wasn't strong enough.
The song itself wasn't very strong.
It wasn't strong enough. Yeah,
it wasn't like Dinner in America.
It wasn't Dinner. Oh,
it was on par.
Dinner in America almost made my top 5 list this week. Oh, and by the way, guys, in case you haven't realized or noticed, but we're back to the old big fat show for everybody.
Yeah.
Once a week. It's for the health of the show, and I think it's gonna help, and I think that you guys will appreciate it more. Having it all.
No one's upset. You know what? I had a lot of fun researching this week. It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. All right. I had some decent fun as well.
Got to watch a lot of clips.
There's a lot of clips out there. Yeah, a lot of rocking clips, Brian. We're not titling it.
Any real life rock stars on your list?
Yeah, we're not titling it top 5 rock stars. They're just top 5 female musicians, right? Because rock stars kind of narrows it down a little too much.
Yeah, you can say musicians. For me, rock star is a very generic term to mean like.
It really is, especially like in office culture.
Performer.
Apparently, there's a lot of like secretaries that are rock stars.
A real rock star.
You're a rock star. Oh, you rock it, girl.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, mine are not at all in the genre of rock.
Flora and Son. Thank you very much, Tam, for assigning
if you have
that
Apple TV Plus, this is a worthwhile stream, I think.
It was delightful at times. Tickled my fancy. I just wanted to it deserved. It's not like I hated the end. It's just the end did not match. It
coasted to a stop.
Yeah, did not match. It deserved a stronger,
zoomed across the finish
stronger
line.
ending. Like if this left me choked up, which it could have done, I think, with maybe some more, hustle and
flow.
I don't know about hustle, but if the execution was there, I don't know. It felt like like they coasted. This could be like a 4.5 star movie. I would love this movie at times.
Yeah, for me it was bordering on 4.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it the way you enjoy a really nice cup of coffee. Like you just sip on it and it's enjoyable. Goes down smooth.
Goes down. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, it kept hitting. And the first 2 acts are great. And we're setting you up, too. It's not going to, screech to a halt. It's worth a watch. All right, I feel like we've already covered that. All right, Brian, what do you got? What else you got?
I saw a film.
2 separate movies now.
What's that, buddy?
I think we have 2 separate movies.
This is where we diverge?
Yeah.
Have you not seen Totally Killer?
I have not. We heard a fanfiction of it last week. It sounded like it'd probably be pretty fun, but I did not watch.
Totally Killer is a 2023 film seen by me, directed by our old friend, Nanachka Khan. She, the director of Always Be My Maybe. Always
You
be
love that.
My... I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's
There's
Brian movie.
fun parts. 86% on Rotten Tomatoes, this one. Totally Killer. Streaming on Amazon Prime Video, that is. So, Anderson, this is a comedy time travel slasher film. Basically, a young girl, high school girl.
Finds a ring?
I don't think there's a ring involved.
Oh, that's another time travel movie I just heard about.
I know
what that one is.
Her
that's
town.
the Macon Blair one. Sorry.
She's growing up in a town famous for these grisly murders when her mom was a teenager.
Right.
Her mom now is older, and all of her friends were murdered, and the mom was the only one spared. So as a result, it's played by the great Julie Bowen, and as a result, she is very overprotective. She wants her daughter to be careful, always don't go out at night, that kind of stuff. And events happen that leads to a time travel scenario where this young modern girl travels back in time to 1987 and encounters her teenage mother, who is, I'll just simply say, not the same as she was as a grown-up version.
A little more wild?
A little less likable.
Okay.
There were some fun parts to this movie. The encountering the shithead mother as a teenager was a lot of fun. And she's like, oh my God, the murder's going to happen tonight. I can stop them before they happen. And it's all about, it's all the time travel tropes, trying to convince people that she's in the future, trying to convince the cops to, stop this murder that hasn't happened yet. You will be thrilled, Anderson. You should see this because A, it's appropriate for the holidays. B, it's fun.
The holidays. You're calling Halloween the holidays now?
Well, the holiday we're up against.
Okay, yeah.
The holiday, the season. The spooky season.
Yeah.
And it is fun. It is registered not off the charts of the fun scale, but high in the fun scale.
No freaky for you.
Come on. Don't even talk about those 2 movies in the same breath.
Brian loves his freaky.
Freaky's great. I would have liked this, like you said, it was just a little better.
Would have liked it more if it was a little bit better.
Yeah, it was a little more fun. Like it just missed the mark on so many little things.
Maybe you missed now. Did she ever go back to the 60s without giving anything away?
Not as far as I know. There was a single time travel jump.
The lead is Don Draper's daughter in Mad Men. So that could have been fun if she spent a moment there.
Now it's 87. But what I alluded to earlier was
Sally Draper.
You will be thrilled whenever you get around to seeing this because she goes back to 87. Everyone's smoking. Everyone's smoking.
That's enjoyable.
To a comical degree. They lampshade it like, why are you all smoking so much? And like they're fumigating. They're essentially fumigating the inside of their car with the windows up. It's a good time.
I was at a estate sale looking for some props for my movie, as well as just being with the wife, because that's the one thing that we do together on a regular basis, other than the Rogering part. But Thank God she doesn't listen to this. Roger, and I just love to use the term Roger every chance I get. You know where I got it? Leslie Claret. I'd never heard it before until I heard Leslie Claret from Patriot. He like on the podcast on the Leslie Claret podcast that's associated with Patriot. He talks about when he escaped from prison. What he did when he left prison for a short period of time before going back, and he went home, Rogered the wife.
You gotta drop that around your in-laws. That's a very British term.
Is it? Is that why? Is it a British thing? Oh yeah, Roger Dodger. Never saw that Roger Dodger. I forget where I was going.
You were saying estate sale with your wife.
Oh yeah, some dude like we're in line, all lined up, right? I was Jillian and I were 4 and 5 in the line, and some dude like spot number 8 or 9 just lights up a cigarette. People were outraged. I was laughing very hard. People were just like, what the f-? We're outside. But I mean, this old dude that just not give a fuck. He's just like, get a smoke here before we go in for this estate sale. It's like 5 minutes before the doors open. He just lights up. Yeah. And 87, like no one would even notice.
No, not even close.
No, everybody else would be doing it.
It was celebrated.
Yeah. It's maybe one of the biggest cultural changes in the last 20 years other than phones. Like when I went to pick Atticus up from karate today, there were 6 parents sitting there in the dojo. All 6 of them were actively engaged on their phone.
Yeah, I actually just read a post on Reddit today about that. It was like, what's something that older people, that young people have no idea about in regards to the past or what it was really like? And they were like, I don't think people realize how much smoking there was in the 80s. So there was like, it was on the plane, it was on the theaters.
Oh,
there was
smoking section.
It was like literally every single place you could go. It was like impossible, even if you didn't smoke, to come home without smelling like smoke.
Yeah. I think we just have to have something in our hands at all times. And there was
this replaced it.
Thank you, bro. There was this gap in between iPhones and smoking where there was no smoking, but everyone had water bottles, right? Everyone had plastic water bottles.
Yeah.
And you come into an office like, may I offer you a water? Like everyone we're
gonna do something.
We have to have something in our hands.
Idle hands.
And with cigarettes, water bottles. Now it's phones. What's next? Machetes? Are we evolving to kill each other?
Oh, we're only going to be able to slice our way through the jungle. All right, so this movie's fun, but it should be funner. It should be more fun. Like, it's a good stream, especially Halloween season. You're not going to waste your time. It's fun. It's good. I just wish it was better.
Killer fun. Killer fun. Right?
Totally killer.
Totally killer.
Totally killer.
Totally killer.
Killer fun.
Totally killer.
It is kind of fun watching her try in vain to save these idiots from themselves when she travels back in time. Like, no, the killer is going to be there. And like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's a good time.
Because she's
the only one who knows, and they're all just dumb teenagers.
Oh, I see. It's teenagers and nothing. All right, let's take a quick break. Be right back.
Do it. Coming up next, more Flickfessions from us after this. Welcome back. Time for more Flickfessions. What have you seen?
So I saw a movie that was directed by one David Ferrier, who you might remember as the director-journalist of Tickled, which we absolutely adored. That Tickled. We love Tickled. He's got a new one out called Mr. Oregon, and it's done in the same style where Mr. David Ferrier is front and center. He is a part of this documentary, and it's more about him than it even is about his subject at times, I think, which was somewhat interesting. So Mr. Oregon is...
Oregon or organ?
Like I got organs in my body.
Like an organ grinder.
Like this film budget is making my organs fail a bit right now as I speak these words.
I understand.
Like to pour some liquor over these organs.
So the movie is about, initially it's about someone who owns a antique vintage store somewhere in, forgive me, it's New Zealand, right? And she's this woman named Jillian, and she owns an antique store. And
close to home, buddy?
A little bit. Yeah, I watch this with the wife. And there's no parking out front of the store, even after hours, right? And for unknown reasons, this woman Jillian, who owns the antique store, she's vicious with getting people tickets and also clamping their car. which is putting a boot on their car. So even after hours. So it opens up as kind of clever and fun. It's like, look at this, it's a beautiful antique store. It's all classy. And he's like, but what happens after hours is a little different. And he's talking about this clamper. That's what he refers to the guy that actually puts the boot on these cars that had the audacity to park in front of this closed antique store and go across the street to the restaurant or the bar. It's nightlife right there.
Now, is that technically illegal?
Are there posted signs?
There's a lot that goes on with this, right? And it cost upwards of $600-700 to get this boot off. And
Jesus,
it's a bit of extortion going on. And there's some footage of this clamper who was like this, blue collar guy who's like, if you didn't like it, don't park it. When kind of that, but with a New Zealand accent. And he's writing a bunch of articles about this guy. And before long, it's showing up on the local news, and the clamper kind of gets booed out of town, and he can't do the clamping bit anymore. And the more he looks into the clamper's backstory, the more interesting it becomes, much like Tickled. Now, here's the thing. If you're a big fan of Tickled, which we are, don't hope for the same kind of storyline. Sure. This one becomes a lot more frustrating a lot quicker, and didn't really ever with Tickled. The problem with this one is he becomes fascinated and obsessed with the clamper, who is an interesting fella, but not the kind of person you want to be around. And he's the kind of person that I think you and I, Brian, have had enough of exposure to.
I
He's
know exactly.
Severe narcissist. He lies every chance he gets. His own reality is like completely different from everyone else's reality, but he actually lives in that. And David Farrier becomes close with this man and exposes him for the bizarre narcissist that he is. And there's many sit-down interviews, and Farrier's kind of up against the wall going like, what do I do with this? And he's scared of him because he's infiltrating his own life to an extent. And some of that felt a little fabricated. They couldn't get, I really wanted to see what kind of child he got, but the clamper, his name was Organ, something Organ. He changed his name all the time, but he came out, he told people that he was a prince at one time. He's got an interesting backstory, but then ultimately he's just an insufferable prick that you don't want to be around. And I guess it's interesting if you haven't had a lot of exposure to those type of people. I've had my fair share. I don't need more Mr. Organ in my life. And it felt kind of like a salvaged film. Like he didn't have much there, but he made something. He made something. And it could be fascinating to people who would be kind of in awe or wowed by the awfulness of this guy. But it was kind of like, oh, no, it's just one of these guys.
All that for that.
And I don't want to see this guy. There's shots of Farrier like on the phone with him talking, like I've been on the phone with him for 3 hours and he just keeps talking about this, then he talks about that. And also I've got, Jillian and I have a fair share of Louis Theroux over the last few weeks. Right. We've been watching a lot of his stuff, catching up with his stuff on the BBC. And for my money, this feels like a Bush League version of that, or a poor man's version of that, if you will.
There you go.
It felt like a salvaged film. But people are liking this.
All right.
And my buddy Bruce.
Was it all made?
Yeah, it's investigative, 2-camera at time, and a lot of, B-roll stuff, behind the scenes stuff. A lot of walking down like a corridor and, handheld stuff. It's not but it's all story based. Now my buddy Bruce, who I already talked about earlier, like he knows films really well. He reacts. He's pretty hard on them. He loved this movie. So yeah,
your mileage may vary.
Still brand new. And I guess it's not even. I think I got a link. Yeah, I got a link. So it's only playing in theaters, and I can see how this would play better in theaters than it did at home.
But you did not find it nearly as compelling as Tickled.
This gives us an excuse to talk about Tickled again, because if you have not seen Tickled,
unbelievable.
Go back. Fucking believable, right? Did you hear about Tickled on the Film Vault? Yeah, right.
Yeah, and it used to be. I wonder if it still is. It was streaming on HBO for a little while.
Well, Anderson, I like to quote you. What are the 3 things you need to have for a great documentary? Access.
Yeah, you need to have access, good subject, and luck.
And with Tickled, they got lucky. They got lucky. There was more there, and they found it.
Well, he didn't have access. He had access to himself, and he is a big part of the story, so he can kind of cut a corner there. But that was the frustration of the thing about Tickled, is he couldn't get the access.
Yeah, by nature, it's investigative, right? Yeah. So they had all the access they needed.
To the investigator, who is him. Yeah.
And you can see it Tickled on the Roku channel for free.
All right.
Hey.
Might be some ads in there, but worth it. Yeah, watch that Tickled. It's one of those movies you just don't know where it's going, and you can't believe it continues to go.
You couldn't even guess.
It's kind of Clean Flicks, where Clean Flicks takes a left turn, and you're like, where the I did not
Yes.
No one. You could have 1,000 people watch clean flicks. Stop it after the second act and say, "All right, now where do you think it goes?" And none of those 1,000 people would be close.
I quote that all the time. The movie Clean Flicks, because when I'm talking about the movie I'm trying to make, I'm like, the third act will hopefully be something like Clean Flicks, where you think it's wrapping up or whatever. And it's like, oh no, there's more, and you're not going to really know where it's going at first.
Also,
that could be dangerous.
That's a high bar, and I don't think we're going to get there. But it's along those lines.
What if there's people who are really hoping it ends, and they're excited that it's ending, and then they're like, "Fuck."
Well, then you're SOL.
It is also streaming for free on a Roku channel. Oh, that's a little double feature. Clean Flicks.
Oh, Clean Flicks is on Roku too. Double it up.
Oh, a fun double feature.
It kind of is. It kind of is.
You're going to see a lot of exploited teens.
They're related.
That's right.
I guess there are exploited teens there. Yeah, I forget about like the bad luck of things and how it's an enjoyable, compelling documentary, but there are victims.
There's victims, but they're being exposed. I mean, the bad guys.
Yeah, they are. Okay, that's Mr. Oregon. But in the meantime, watch Tickled.
We should wrap it up and go to our top 5.
No, I got another one.
Then do it.
You don't have anything else?
I
You did
do,
2 movies?
but in this new format.
What's the matter with you? No, don't say that. Don't sell them short because we have a new
2
format.
hours.
I don't know what your third movie is. Maybe you're doing everyone a favor. God knows.
Oh, might be.
I watched Elmo 3 with my daughter.
I watched Bewitched 2 again. We're back, bitches.
First of all, there isn't the West.
Oh my God! Some of you love your Hocus Pocus too, right? You're always talking about how you have no idea. In my neighborhood, there's a Hocus Pocus like shrine for Halloween right now. Yeah, it's all the witches and they're back bitches.
No, the Sanderson sisters.
I don't know what they're called, Brian. You do because it's your movie, but they're out in front of the house. Like at first, I'm like, is that Hocus Pocus? A Hocus Pocus representation on their front lawn. Big.
The witches are back.
They're like inflatables too. I don't know if they made them.
That would be something.
Who the fuck makes inflatable Hocus Pocus?
How would one even do that?
All right, I got another movie.
Oh, I did. The sidebar. I did just watch a TV show, and they had probably a 40-foot inflatable Gary Busey, and it was enjoyable.
What?
It was enjoyable.
Big teeth?
It was apropos of almost nothing. It was great.
Yeah, that seems a little.
It was great.
A little cork for cork.
It was great.
I don't know about the cork for cork.
It was enjoyable.
Corky for corky.
Quirk for
and then
sake.
and then we're gonna have a giant inflatable Gary Busey, and people will be like, "What the fuck?"
That's so random.
Yeah,
it was good.
Was it that?
I'm trying to get you the Milo.
Hey, we usually don't fall for that kind of shit.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was done well.
Hey, how was your live show?
It was great.
Yeah.
Went very well.
Did you say happy anniversary to Anderson Gillian while you were up
I
there?
had the decency to
I
ask him.
forgot to do that.
Dude, we talked about that. It's very important to me that. No, actually, Jillian and I wanted to come down there for our 11th year anniversary, which we didn't even give cards to each other this year. We're just such an old married couple.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, after maybe get her a card for the 15th.
You ever gotten the same card for each other?
No.
We did that one year.
Did you?
Yeah.
You guys are very alike. Very alike. At first, I was doing the first anniversary was like the paper anniversary, and then it's like the wood anniversary, and then it was like the silver.
Okay, we're going to Roger.
Like pewter anniversary. They had, and I was following along with that,
And then you're like, wait.
and then
This is forever.
yeah. Well, also
what the fuck is chartreuse?
like leather. I got her a nice leather jacket, which she never wore. The paper flower that I made her ended up in the trash. I'm like, she doesn't give a shit about this. I'm not going to do it. No longer doing it.
Hey, at least she gave you an out early before it really got expensive.
You showed her.
I know. She just missed the diamond. Yeah.
You're not going to make the diamond.
All right,
You don't get the diamond if you don't take the paper.
I have one more movie that I would like to discuss before we move on to the top 5.
I want to hear it.
If you will allow, Brian. There is a movie called The Caine Mutiny Court-Martial.
Oh, I've been hearing about that for a while.
The Caine Mutiny Court-Martial, available streaming on Prime, which you just got to believe me because it doesn't show up on Just Watch when I look for it there. It does show up as a Paramount, but you have to have Showtime. It's all getting very confusing on where these things are streamed. There's just too much. We're in the Wild West right now. It's all going to slim down in the next few years, but right now it's just like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's all spread out. The Caine Mutiny what?
The Caine Mutiny Court-Martial. Okay, so the Caine Mutiny is really...
It's Paramount Plus. You can do it on Amazon if you have Paramount Plus with your free trial.
I have Paramount. I don't know. What?
Yes, Paramount Minus. It's a discount version.
It's a very good one, Brian. We're all laughing.
bad.
We're all laughing. So, The Caine Mutiny Court-Martial is a movie that I would not have gotten. I wouldn't have pushed play on And then even if I was like, oh, I'm kind of curious because I miss Kiefer Sutherland and I like Jason Clarke. Let's see what they're up to. I don't know if I would have gotten past the opening walk into the court.
Really?
Maybe 2 minutes I would have gotten, and then I would have been like, maybe I'll tell my mom about this, but not for me, right? The reason why I did watch more than the first 2-3 minutes.
Do you know someone involved? Oh, Billy Friedkin.
It's William Friedkin's last movie.
Oh.
And also because my boy, Eric Holmes, who's over there on Cinematics, he absolutely loved this movie. Cinematics. He absolutely loved the Caine Mutiny Court-Martial, which just came out. And it's available for all of you to watch.
If you have
he also,
Plus.
if you have, yeah. He also, my boy Eric, also loves courtroom dramas, which...
No, he's in luck.
I don't think I do, but I can't tell you.
So he loved Oppenheimer.
He loved Oppenheimer. I can't tell you. I can't. It's usually if I'm watching one, like I get the hooks get in me pretty good if it's done well.
If it's done well, yeah, for sure. But then you have like, I don't mean to crap on it, but like the Chicago 7 or whatever it was that came out 2 years ago.
Yeah, people love that.
It was
yeah. This is the Caine Mutiny Court-Martial, written by William Friedkin, based on Herman Wouk's work on the original Caine Mutiny. Starring Kiefer Sutherland as Queeg. You got Jason Clarke over there as Greenwald. Jake Lacey as Merrick. We might know him from White Oleander season 1. That's how I recognized him mainly. Jay Duplass is in here. Lance Reddick is crushing it. Tom Riley.
Right. He died too, right?
Yes, he did. So you got a lot of recognizable faces, and this thing takes place 100% in the courtroom until they actually exit the courtroom and down the hall. And that's as far away as from the courtroom. It
takes place in the courthouse.
Courthouse, yes, courtroom, where a court-martial is taking place. As you might imagine from the title, the Caine Mutiny Court-Martial. This looks like CSI, 100% looks like for TV. It also feels a lot like it's a play, and this could be a play. This could be produced on a stage.
So the CSI stage play.
A CSI stage play is what this is. Yes.
The book of CSI.
And every time my wife would walk in the room, she's like, why in the gods, what are you watching? She was like worried. She thought maybe I advanced 15 years. It feels like a very old person's thing. That said, the writing is phenomenal. The twists, the turns that you kind of expect, great. The acting is something. I recommend you watch this.
Behold.
It goes down smooth. There's always, even though there's not much going on other than some minor blocking and wood walls and a lot of fucking acting, it's all in one location for the most part.
Sounds like a Thanksgiving film. Where you're just kind of drunk and the family and in-laws are out.
You got to be quiet though when you're watching
in your recliner and you're just sitting there. You find a moment alone.
But it's not a good background because you got to follow along.
Like the day after Thanksgiving, where everybody's kind of out and about and you're sitting in your easy chair.
Or if you want Grandpa to do something and he's bugging you at the table too much, it's all right, Grandpa. You've had your fill. Phil, go watch Queeg. Get his ass handed to him. It's I wouldn't say the acting is even good.
It sounds reminiscent of Friedkin's version of 12 Angry Men.
So it's well written, but the acting isn't good?
The writing is great. The acting, Kiefer is doing something different for sure, and it bugged me halfway through the movie. I'm just like, I got to figure out who this is. So I just kept rewinding, or he said something that really was tickling something in my brain. I'm like, he reminds me so much of somebody I know. Who is it? And I couldn't continue with the movie because it was so distracting because he was doing a character. And I knew it was something SNL related. And I finally said, oh, yeah, he's doing Norm Macdonald. Wow. He's just doing Norm Macdonald. I don't know if he realizes he's doing Norm Macdonald, but
I'll see that.
There are some clips I could play for you from Caine Mutiny, and you'd be like, what's Norm Macdonald talking about the Caine Mutiny for?
When did he become a lawyer?
It sounds just like him at times.
Wow.
Like so he's doing something very different from Kiefer, but Jason Clarke crushed it. I mean, that guy doesn't know how to act bad. Kiefer, he was doing something different. He was stretching a bit, and Jake Lacey was, he held his own. But some of the direction, and he's an older guy. I don't think really gave a fuck. And it feels like an old time stage play. I'm talking about William Friedkin's directing style.
All right.
But there's something to this one. So if you're a completionist like I am, there's only like one or two Friedkin movies I've not seen. I had to see this one. Jillian asked me 3 different times. Like, why are you watching this again? I'm like, my buddy Eric Holmes gave it a 6.9, which is his highest rating.
Out of the room already.
But your buddy made it.
No, my buddy Eric Holmes.
Friedkin.
Friedkin's not my buddy, but William Friedkin, who's one of the heavy hitters, Hollywood ever, right?
You should have said our wedding buddy Billy made this.
My wedding buddy Billy made this.
Oh, was Jillian not there?
She was not there.
Oh. That changes.
Atticus and Jillian were invited, but they could not make it. Atticus was very young when we went to Dine of Camp, so thank God. That would have been awful. I would have been like, all right, could you guys scram? I'm talking to Billy over here. Talking to Billy and Sherry.
Breakdown?
Sherry Lansing. Billy,
top 5.
Billy freaking. It's shocking though. If you're watching this, and I like when a director has range, but just watch like 30 seconds of this thing and be like, holy fuck, The Exorcist, this,
hard to believe.
Sorcerer, this, French Connection, this, like how?
Sounds like a lot of what I saw on the 12 Angry Men adaptation, which is old timey TV, just centric, for sure.
Yeah, didn't really. He just wanted things to be shot in frame and be in focus. It felt like with some smooth camera motions, but there's it just felt very
a little cinematic.
Yeah, there was. He was pretty in love with the script, and rightfully so. It was a really well written script, very satisfying all the way to the end. And I love there was a end speech, a speech that Jason Clarke gives as Greenwald at the end, which is pretty fucking tight, pretty tight. Yeah, I recommend this movie. It's not going to show up in any list. To your old grandpa at the end of the Thanksgiving table, and you if you like good writing. All right.
I'll keep that in mind.
Sorkin style writing almost. So much going on, Brian, with the writing.
Speaking of which, all right, taking a break. Break time. Coming up next. Yes, we will count down the top 5 female rock stars with some clips. Question mark. After this.
Oh, really?
Welcome back. Exciting for everyone. Top 5 female rock stars. You pumped? Psyched?
I'm pretty pumped up, yeah, Brian.
All right.
Why are we doing this again?
Because females.
Yeah, because it was all Flora and Son.
Flora and Son, as well as Taylor.
Of course, Taylor Swift is dominating the box office like she dominated everything else.
What would have happened if, there was a Marvel, what would?
Well, like Killers of the Flower Moon?
No, like Infinity War or Endgame Part 2 were to have come out the same week.
Or Dune 2.
No, guys, you gotta go Marvel.
Bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, like what if there was a Part 2 to Endgame that was we've all been waiting. When I say we, I mean they, everyone's been waiting, and
Avatar 2.
No, you have to stay with Marvel, okay? Can we just and
Justice League 4?
No, we should not do that. We should try and keep it bigger.
Fast X.
X1.
Fast X.
What if the biggest Marvel movie to date was also released and the studios were just like, fuck it, I don't care, Swiftie, I don't care.
Yeah,
it's gonna be half and half. Like what would have happened? People would have been murdered. There could have been murder.
Would have been a bloodbath.
They would have competed for the large format screen. IMAX. Who gets it?
I understand what large format screen is.
IMAX,
you don't have to
for our audience.
IMAX.
He's your audience. Audience of one.
Is that a term?
I wonder what would have happened. It could have been a bunch of matches happening, a bunch of nerds out there who've never seen girls, and the Swifties are out there who.
Wow.
Oh, it's like Reese's.
They've only just
peanut butter cups.
Boy.
Yeah.
Remember the old campaign? I'm 2 episodes. Well, I guess it's the same episode, but I'm stuck on Doublemint spearmint gum earlier, and now I'm doing the.
You got chocolate on my peanut butter.
You got peanut butter on my chocolate. Yeah, it would have been like that in the parking lot as they were bustling trying to get into their theater.
Jockeying for position.
Jockeying, yeah. I'm just saying it's a social experiment that we might have missed out on.
I know. It's sad that it's gone by the wayside.
I know, but there's still time in the future to do something like that.
Is there, though?
Yeah, I mean, if I was a supervillain or if I had ultimate power like these supervillains all want, I would just do social experiments. I guess that's kind of what Joker did. He would just fuck around, just for the sake of fucking around. Yeah. That'd be fun.
Top 5 nihilistic villains.
It said he would just do movie releases like this.
Yeah.
Just try to get teenagers and basement dwellers in the same theater.
Yeah. Instead, I want to go with the bombs and you gotta save one or the other. Or these people on this ferry might die. But I do
I'm going to shut down the carpool lane at rush hour.
You have to choose whether you're going to see Taylor Swift. I'm doing my Joker.
That's terrible. I would try and do a big red state movie and a big blue state movie, but I mean, are there big red state movies?
Yeah,
okay.
Fucking no.
If we were reboot Rambo 3.
No, what's the no? God damn it!
It's not giant though.
What are we waiting for it to stream?
Yeah, it's Sound of Freedom. But Sound of Freedom is not getting droves. Sound of Freedom is making its money, and it's going to piss off a few of you, and I know, and I'm sorry, but it's true. Like, it's making most of its money through people who are like, I feel like that movie was very powerful, and I would like to see more people see it. So I'm going to buy, because they have this whole. I don't know if you realize this, but at
you
the
didn't
end,
do a Southern accent. So that was nice.
I know. I'm trying to. They're like,
it's evolved.
At the end of the movie, they're like, hey, do you feel like this movie's powerful and important? Do you want other people to see it? You can go here and buy other people a ticket. That's where a lot of the money is coming in, and then they're buying people tickets who aren't receiving tickets, because unlike you, they realize they don't have to go just because a ticket was bought for them.
Now you tell me.
So there's empty theaters that are sold out. That's what's been happening with Sound of Freedom.
Really?
And that's where it's genius.
Does that work?
It's working, yeah. Well, it did work.
Yeah,
Well, in theaters. So that wouldn't work, guys, because it would just be the Swifties in the parking lot and a bunch of no one's, like, right? Because like tickets that were bought for people that didn't show up. So that doesn't work.
I'm thinking about this. That's not bad. Passion of the Christ.
Oh, that'd be good. Oh, yeah, see? Passion of the Christ.
And
what's godless? That's what people love.
Like a rejection of God.
Rocky Horror.
Rocky Horror.
Yeah,
would it get the masses?
enough.
Is there something that's huge that...
Something trans. Oh, Barbie,
something
I guess.
giant. Barbie.
Barbie and Passion of the Christ wouldn't be bad.
That'd be good.
You know what kind of happened?
Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer already happened. What am I doing?
Yeah, it did.
Fuck.
And people loved it.
And they did.
And it was a phenomenon.
I thought it was more of a interesting thing to see the little kids going to see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles all dressed up, and then we had Barbie going at the same time because there was some overlap there, and you saw the girls dressed up like in pink and going to see Barbie. I saw the dads too who had to go see Barbie, and they wanted to see
the boys
teenage
with backpacks shaped like shells,
headbands. I'm like, your son looks like a blood. You're cool with that?
Good thing you're seeing this at the Grove.
Exactly. Okay.
All right.
Enough fun.
I got clips. I normally can't handle my clips, and this is one of those times.
You almost forgot to send them.
I know. Talk about not being able to handle your clips. I almost didn't send them.
Jesus, and you got 4 out of 5.
I know. The one of them I was merciful about.
Merciful? What are you going to be merciful?
I just suggest our audience, literally, to too much of this character.
Too much.
So I'm not gonna belabor the point.
Oh, because is it one of your crutches?
Christ. Oh, Christ. I just thought of what it was.
It's a familiar option.
You're not going to like it.
No.
You're not going to like it at all.
Well, some of our select audience may have watched along with us and enjoyed this performance.
They watched along something that I hate that I'm not going to like.
They might have wondered about dancing.
Oh, Brian, come on. What are you doing? Brian.
We'll have to get there, won't we?
I feel like we're already there right now.
Well, again, start with number 1.
Okay, let's move it along.
Number 5 for me. What's a common theme on this list is movies that I don't think get talked about too much, or at least not as much as they should. And it's been a while since we mentioned. But number 5, I got the song, so Avery can play it underneath when the time is right. I'm talking about Patricia Dombrowski, a.k.a. Patty Cakes. Let's hear a little Patty Cakes.
Patty bitches.
This song just rules.
PB&J is sweet.
It really is. It's a good pull, Brian.
Patty Cakes. So Patty's, of course, not a rock star, but she lives that, in her mind, her fantasy diva lifestyle.
We're not doing rock stars. We're doing
it's just top 5 female musicians.
Yeah, so this fits perfectly. I will say that my list goes from, I organized it least famous to most famous in their world, of course. So Patty Cakes is just starting out.
Is that how you did it? The most popular?
Least popular to most popular.
Right.
Well, not popular, famous.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing, Brian.
Is it?
Yeah, 100%. Right?
Sure. I imagine my number one.
I mean, there's some infamous people.
Yeah, I was going to say, I imagine my
famous.
number 1 is a share of haters.
Okay.
Yeah. But Patty is just starting out. She has big dreams, no pun intended, because she was number 5 in my we did a top ever rotunda characters.
They did.
Back in the day. This, of course, written and directed by Jeremy Jasper, who wrote the raps that Patty performs. Australian actress known as Danielle McDonald played Patty Cakes.
She's known as that. You seen this Patty Cakes?
I haven't.
It's pretty goddamn great.
Sweet.
It's pretty goddamn great. Yeah. And Brian got the he got the jump on me. He actually watched it in Flick Festa before me, even though I had it on a list of movies I wanted to see. And I think I pulled it from the Sundance list. Like,
Maybe.
And then Brian, when it goes out and sees it, and then he comes in raving about it. I'm like, wait, no.
Yeah,
and then
Anderson
I see it,
was upset
and
that I
now
liked
it's
it so much.
forever associated with that guy.
That's
Brian
gotta sting.
thing. Yeah, it stings hard.
So
stolen base. He ran on you.
her associated acts, of course.
Stolen valor, kind of.
She's a rotund. She's a
large
girl.
lady.
And her best friend Jerry is a rapper, aspiring, of course, and they're a misfit couple. He is extremely thin, and they're known as thick and thin. It's not bad. It's not bad. But then they form PB&J.
They do. This is everything Brian just said was true. It's Patty Cakes, 2017. Unfortunately, this director has not made anything.
I know. He's got two on the horizon.
Pre-production and production. Well, Odessa, I guess, is actually being produced because it's in production. So, all right.
Yeah, I was wondering that myself. I researched that today. I'm like, what has Jeremy Jasper been up to?
What has he been up to? What's she been up to? We should have seen way more of her
because
she chewed it. She's been in a few things, but not a whole lot. All
right. This was I imagine a sort of Precious-esque, once-in-a-lifetime starring role. I don't see.
She was so good. And Gabby Sitterbay has been great in other things, too. So how dare you, Brian? I take umbrage.
You're missing my point. I don't think they'll have a lot of opportunities to carry a film like they did. They did great.
Kind of like Tanner and Bad News Bears. We didn't see a whole lot more of him.
Yeah, it was made for this role.
Yeah. It's like a role of a lifetime.
Yeah.
First role.
A dinner role.
No, we don't. And what are you, Dad? What the fuck was that?
Cinnamon roll.
Let me ask you something this. Let me ask you this. I got a buddy who likes to accuse me of having a dad sense of humor all of a sudden, right?
So your wife?
Well, she does it all the time. Dad humor, right? She says. And I'm like, no, that's just, it's good. You just don't recognize. But my buddy, I was over at his place a couple weeks ago. He hands me a bottle of beer. And it's not a twist off. So he's talking because he yammers, right? Every word I say,
he
talks a lot. And I'm looking through his kitchen. He doesn't realize because he's in the middle of a story. And I'm looking for a bottle opener. Can't find one. So I find one of those meat tenderizers. And I take it out. He's still yammering. He doesn't even see what I'm doing.
Is he working on the short?
He is a large part of the short film, yes. Very good friend of mine. Very good friend. But he yammers. You've actually been around this man, yes.
I have.
And he's yammering and giving needless details to the story. And I take the bottle and I put it.
This is the director. Needless details.
But they're needless details. He's telling a story that has nothing to do with the short. We're there to work on the short, but we're catching up as well. And he keeps going on. And I take the bottle and I put it down as though it's a fish, right? And I put it down on the butcher block. And I have the mallet and I'm waiting for him to recognize. And I have the mallet, and he's still talking. And then I'm beginning to make the motion as though that's how I'm going to get the thing off. And he looks over. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I can't find a bottle opener." He's like, "Well, don't use that." I'm like, "Of course I'm not going to use that, Mickey. I'm joking." And he goes, "Oh, I'm not used to your dad humor." That's not dad humor.
That is not
that's
dad
fucking
humor.
good humor, right?
That's Andy humor.
Right.
That's good shit.
That's performative.
It's not bad. I would laugh if I saw someone doing that.
I acknowledge my dad jokes.
Sweet Threesome Andy would have been doing that.
I would have probably actually swung.
Yeah.
Sweet Threesome.
That's right. Mature Andy just jets.
Your dinner roll.
Yeah.
Your dinner roll is a dad joke.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right, number 5 for you.
Number 5 for me. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on any of these.
I must spend a lot of time.
But I would like to say that you might not give me my number 5 because Karen Carpenter in Superstar, the Karen Carpenter story, is not a full-fledged feature film.
No.
However, it is on my list, so therefore it is official. My official entry for my number 5, Rockstar. It's Karen Carpenter, played by a person named Meryl Grover. We'll never know because Meryl Grover had exactly one role that Grover, Gruver. This individual played the voice of Karen, the Barbie doll.
She voiced the character
in the Karen Carpenter story. And I've brought this movie up a number of times. It has a lot of fun backstory. I won't get all into it because I feel like I did just a few episodes ago, but it's Todd Haynes' first film. He made it in 1987 while he was still in school, actually. He's gone on to become one of my favorite directors, but at the time he was obsessed with this story. He's an obsessive director, which I appreciate, and he couldn't get the rights to it, so he just said, fuck it, I'm going to make the Karen Carpenter story with Barbie dolls and Ken dolls, and he did so, and it was so effective that at first you're just like, why am I watching this shit? It's just a bunch of Barbie and Ken dolls, and then you get so drawn into the writing and the story and the cinematography that you're like, fuck, this is great. And it's only 43 minutes, but you get to see a lot of sad portrayals of Karen Carpenter and how she didn't she didn't do so well in the health department.
So it's not a real film. It's not a real actor or actress, and it's a real person.
It is a real person. Yeah, it is. It's all those things, Brian. It ticks all those boxes.
Very astute observation.
I just want to make sure I was listening.
In 1990, the film was pulled from circulation because of a cease and desist order for unauthorized use from the Carpenter's music estate. Yeah, and still illegal to find, and hundreds of bootleg copies have been sold. However, though, so people are profiting off this. But it's not about the profit. Yeah, I didn't pay for it though.
You had a video store.
I went to a store called Vidiot's, which I guess just resurfaced recently. It was kind of a legendary, iconic, one of the last video stores out here in LA. And I just told this story a couple weeks ago, but I heard they had a copy, and I went and I said, "Hey, you got a copy of this?" And they said, "Yeah, we do, but we can't take any money from you because it's illegal, but you're allowed to borrow it from us. So here you go, bring it back in a couple of days." And I did. And that was how I saw it back in the 90s. And it was eye-opening. In fact, I think it led to me doing that one little short film that I did with the little yarn dolls, little voodoo dolls, remember?
I really like that.
That was one of my favorite little short films I ever did. And it was just me and my voodoo dolls for like 5 nights in a row. Lots of alcohol and cigarettes and cinematography.
Well, those dolls are divas.
Real easy to direct, those dolls. I love it. Yeah. I had Mike and Tyler do the voice. I can never play that again. That should be banned because the N-word is prominent. N-word is prominent.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Could end Tyler's career.
It could. He's very upset that exists. But it's based on a real story, and this friend of mine had this is the short film that I made now that I'm talking about. It's a real story. My friend was so whitewashed in his family. He whitewashed his family so hard that his kid went to like a school where he was asking his dad about different sex moves and positions and stuff, and he's like, of age, like, where he's asking these questions. And then he asked how you do the N-word. And my friend, who's this kid's dad, said, what do you mean the N-word? And he's like, yeah, how do you do the N-word? And he's like, that's not a sex position. Like, that's a derogatory term for a group of people. And he's like, don't you have any friends that are black? He's like, of course not, Dad. There's no black people in my school. And that's how out of touch this kid was. Wow. And he thought the N-word was a sex move.
No fault of his own.
And I'm like, well, that's interesting. I'm going to make an entire short about that. Which is probably not smart.
Get Tyler canceled.
And I had Tyler.
Is there other credits? Is he credited?
There's credits, yeah.
He's credited.
Mike Carano and...
when Tyler was young and dumb.
Dr. Drew played the waiter. Yeah. It's good stuff.
No.
Yeah. Actually,
I should put this in the show notes.
I played it for an audience, actually. A few times. Because it's making a point. Okay?
What's the point?
The point is that this kid is so out of touch, he doesn't even realize that. I guess it's kind of a good point, too.
I found it very enjoyable.
Like, he's so far out of touch. And
I haven't seen this one.
He lives in a world where the N-word.
Oh,
where
you would love it.
Sounds hilarious.
As Tarantino would say, you dig it the most.
I think I pulled it. It's titled Sex Talk Over Cuttlefish. I think that I pulled it.
We're going to find every look it up.
It's my Karen Carpenter story. It's my superstar. Oh, it was one of my favorite things that I ever made because I spent so much time, just me and my little actors.
Dolls.
Yes, on my time.
Number 4 for me.
It might be available somewhere. That should not be.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh no, is it available? I gotta pull it.
It's available.
I gotta pull this immediately before the show.
With 3.1K views.
Wait, what?
3.1 thousand views.
Really?
300 views.
Oh,
11 years ago.
Maybe leave it up.
A father discusses sex with his young son. Things go quickly and quickly go very wrong.
Don't delete it quite yet.
I'll make it unlisted so I can share it with you.
Thank you.
Wow. Patreon exclusive. Oh, I do need to.
Where is this? Is it on my site? Where is it?
Oh, it's much more public.
No, really?
It's just on YouTube. I googled sex talk over
Mr.
cuttlefish,
Beast, yeah.
Anderson Cowan, and it came right up.
Jesus Christ, I got to take care of this immediately. Brian, go ahead. Burn some time for me.
Number 4 for me.
Also, right below it is the Film Vault likes the ladies, not girls. It's a fan video.
I like this. I like this.
I need to see this. Where it says The Film Vault hosts Brian Bishop and Anderson Cowan discuss the merits of appreciating beautiful actresses before their prime.
Oh, no. I stand by.
Okay, let's stop talking about ourselves.
It's a good double feature right there.
Here's the first comment that it's for Miss Movies. Oh, no, I'm going to incriminate Miss Movies now. On a Sex Talk Over Cuttlefish, the very first comment is from Miss Movies, the original. I almost cried. I was laughing so hard.
Problematic.
I like how you even got Dr. Drew in this. He played the Chinese server.
We can get Drew canceled too.
Can I use some of this for my
I really hope you do more of this stuff. Love it. I fucking love it. These are all comments that people apparently like this, so I need to do more of this. Okay.
Leave it up.
All right, go ahead.
Number 4 for me.
It's not too late to change Loaded for Bear.
Yeah, I have a point here.
I might have to change the entire premise of Loaded for Bear. Wow, there's a lot of comments on this. I have not been here. All right, how do I get in here so I can take it away? I don't know if I'm going to be able to figure it out. No thumbs down. There's 0 thumbs down. It's 100% positive.
They stopped showing those.
Did they?
Yep.
When? All right, I got to figure this out.
That was your video that tipped the scales.
I got to figure this out.
Maybe we won't show the negative.
Let's go.
No, I'm not as worried anymore about Anderson taking it down. I don't think he's going to accomplish that.
I don't know if I
can. Number 4 for me is the character Beverly Switzler, played by Leah Thompson. And Howard the Duck.
Oh,
there's a movie that never gets brought up.
Bri.
I got to be honest. I was allowed to see this movie too often as a child. And I think I developed a bit of a crush on the crimped-haired Leah Thompson.
How about the bathing duck?
Can we hear a little Howard the Duck?
The bathing duck.
Well, Leah Thompson.
Wow, you look at my channel and it's just like absolute filth and then sweetness.
1986 is Howard the Duck, directed by William Hoyk. This is, we're listening to the titular track, Howard the Duck, co-written by, are you ready for this? Thomas Dolby, George Clinton, and Allie Willis. And you might think, who's Allie Willis? I thought that too, until I dug a little
Dolby
deeper.
Gillis?
Co-writer of the song September, great song, Earth, Wind & Fire, and I'll Be There For You, the theme song from Friends. It's not a bad song. It's not a good movie. It's actually kind of
terrible.
I can't overstate how bad this film is.
It's a bad movie.
You know who voiced Howard the Duck?
No.
James Gunn.
Is that true?
I believe it is true.
No.
I believe so. Look it up.
He would have been 15.
Look it up, dude.
This song does kick ass, though.
This is a good song.
This is bad, guys. I can't figure out how to take this down. I can't.
Can we replace it with the band Cherry Bomb, who here, singing Howard the Duck?
Ed Gale is the voice of Howard. How many goddamn people do Howard the Duck? There
are a lot of little people.
Jesus. I see no James Gunn.
He would have been a teenager.
I had heard that he did something. Oh, God. I just saw the email that I'm probably getting in my mind's eye from Gio. I don't care. Got a lot going on. This is the only fun that I've had all week as far as just like being relaxed a little bit. All right. How do I find... Why is it not showing up in my playlist?
Just enjoy Howard the Duck.
We're not. I tried. It's not happening. All right, this is a good song, though.
It's actually kind of a banger.
It actually is. It's quite good. Best part of the movie.
It really is kind of the best part of it.
Yeah.
There's a couple good things. Jeffrey Jones, once he gets taken over by the evil alien, is legitimately funny. This song rules.
And Leah Thompson is a babe.
Leah Thompson is very cute. And that might be it.
That is it.
Young Tim Robbins, I don't know if that really...
That doesn't move the needle.
No. All right, we're going to fade on Howard the Duck.
Oh,
Howard's doing a pretty sweet solo right now.
That's true. Howard's shredding.
Howard's shredding.
What is that horrible thing? Oh, no.
That's what dads are for. Sorry.
I mean, I can just play that over the...
No. All right, let's move
put
on.
a catchy beat behind that.
Let's move on to my number 4. She's great. Envy Adams, played by Brie Larson. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
She's great.
And it's almost unrecognizable Brie Larson.
I thought the same thing. I'm like,
They painted
sort
her
of consciously realized that it was her, but would never have made the connection.
because she's not that kind of actress to like throw on a whole bunch of sex appeal and stuff. Like she's very grounded and like probably I don't even know if she would want to play a role like this because
It's almost a parody of a rock star.
exactly, yeah, but it works. And that movie, I stand by the movie. That movie was one of the first we saw with that much noise and that much stuff going on.
It was a fun movie
on the screen.
It was high in the fun scale.
Which was very fun.
And
it's very creative.
Culkin, great. Great Culkin, the good Culkin.
So I have clips to all these too, making up for it without playing clips. If you see our lists at the end of this, I have hot links to all of my clips.
Hot
so
links.
We can see Envy Adams.
Hot links.
Hot links. Yes. All right. I'm working over here.
That's all we got. Number 3.
He's trying to save Tyler.
He's trying to save his career. Number 3 for me. I'm realizing now that a lot of these characters did have a sexual impact on my life, including.
No, we don't need to hear that detail.
From 1992, Cassandra Wong, played by Tia Carrere in Wayne's World. Let's hear a little Crucial Taunt. So Cassandra is the lead singer of Crucial Taunt. Here they are doing a cover of Ballroom Blitz. Would you like to do a cover of Ballroom Blitz?
Please tell me.
I'm going to tell you right now. Nikki Chin and Mike Chapman, songwriting duo famous throughout pop music for many songs, including Mickey. And
Oh, I can hear that, yeah.
Tony Basil.
Bad news. I'm locked out of my account.
That's bad news. So yeah, Wayne's World directed by Penelope Spheris.
Spheres.
Is it Spheris?
Spheres.
I only have Spheris.
Penelope Spheres.
Yes, Tia Carrere actually sings all their own parts, as does Leah Thompson, as does Patty Cake's Danielle McDonald. They all perform their own actual vocals in the films.
Oh, yeah?
And their respective films. Tia Carrere is a great singer. Like, outside of, like, the rock and roll stuff, she did, like, a few, like, I think she's Hawaiian by her ancestry, and she actually has a couple, like, Hawaiian music albums.
Are they good?
They're really good.
Yeah?
They're excellent. You should think about streaming those if you have a music service to listen to.
And you got some rum.
Was that
Yeah.
You got some rum.
Yeah.
Send me a link.
I will do. Once you figure out how to take this as a video.
I'll add that to my Tiki playlist.
Do
Send
you
it
have a
my way.
Tiki playlist?
Yes, I
you,
do.
You and Brian have a lot in common.
I have one,
More than you know.
I have one of those too.
Beautiful. I found it.
Can I see the video first?
Found it. we do have to watch this before we
Maybe
leave.
we'll watch it after we get out of here. All right, we need to take a quick break here, kids. Thank
Oh,
God.
you're
I
number
saved
3.
my
You're
career.
number 3.
I saved Carano's career, Dr. Drew. Oh, I don't know if it might be too late. But I saved Tyler's career for sure.
Well, he currently has no career.
Tyler? He has 2. He's working
careerless.
2 jobs.
Oh, he is working.
He's working 2 jobs. Number 3 for me. No, let's take a quick break. I'll come back with my number 3, which might shock many of you unless you've been listening closely. But we'll be back.
All right, coming up next. Should we do the Amazon read?
Yeah, we'll be right
All right,
back.
like Amazon coming up after this, and then back to our top 5s.
You want to watch a video, Tess?
Start.
It's my daughter.
It's your daughter.
Start days when you're drinking USC beer.
I like that.
I know. Well,
I'm looking at you. I'm looking to fight on. You're wearing USC colors. This is great.
no, I'm not. Let's go. Come on. Do your thing.
Hey, thanks you guys, all you who, I don't know if you thought ahead or if it just occurred to you, but I didn't even mention it, but Amazon had a big Prime Deal Day over the last week, and you guys bought some stuff, and it was one of our bigger weeks, so appreciate you thinking of us when you're doing your shopping over on Amazon. Things purchased include... Big purchase of the week. Someone got an Apple 2022 MacBook Pro laptop. Thank you for spending your hard-earned bucks with us, through us, via us, for us. Hayward, oh my God, this is a word. Pool. This is like Farvergnugen. Poolvergnugen.
You're playing Anderson's video?
I'm looking at Pool, VERGNUEGEN, suction pool cleaner. Good luck pronouncing that and working with that. Hopefully you're to work that is pronounced. You know what I'm talking about? So then we got a Nintendo Switch Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Bundle. Shark AI Ultra Voice Control Robot Vacuum. And as well, someone got probably the same person, but you never know. Shark Carpet Expert with an X. Expert Upright Cleaner. Ace Magician Mini Gaming PC. Jet Kid, this is ingenious. I saw this, like, that is a good idea. Jet Kids Ride-On Suitcase and In-Flight Bed. This is a suitcase. The kids just will sit on top of suitcases anyway. This one's actually hard-shelled, meant to be like, drag the kid along if they're riding it like a pony.
Pretty good.
The goddamn thing has a mattress, this thin mattress built inside of it that you take out on the plane. The kid can sleep.
That's pretty good.
It's really smart. Jabra Elite 8 active wireless earbuds. And Google Pixel Buds Pro. Insignia 43-inch LED TV. Graco Slim Fit 3-in-1 car seat. Soyuz cordless leaf blower and vacuum. Car radio for a Chevy Spark. 2 Kindle 2022 release versions. Funlax collapsible storage bins. 103-volt batteries. Hunter Dempsey ceiling fan. Amazon Fire Max 11 tablet, VacMaster wet dry vacuum cleaner, Adidas Ultra Boost shoes, Google Nest thermostat, nice, smart if you will, Nutrafol men's hair growth supplements, Caine Tarkey 2 hiking shoes, and as well as finally Amola electric pruning shears. Effortless.
Here are the movies that were clicked through. This is the last time I talked to Charles. Blair Witch Project was clicked through, as well as Don't Look Now. Along with Zodiac was clicked through. Gremlins 2, The New Batch.
Oh.
My dad just crushed me as a child walking out of that movie, and I just loved it. My little brother loved it, and my dad was just like the whole way back to the car. I'll never forget. Walking back to the car. What a dumb movie. It's just so stupid. It was just so dumb. So many plot holes.
That was him lording his intelligence over me.
It was. Exactly that.
I recognize it.
My dad would yeah, you do. I think that's where a lot of the inner rage comes for you. Because my dad would be like, do you know what the word, crustacean means, son? I'm like, yeah, Dad, I know what it means. What's it mean? And I'm like, well,
he'd test you.
He would test me. And then I would give him a definition that was very close to me. Every single time he would say, no, it's, and then he would search for that. And then he would search, though. And I would go when I got older, I'd get the dictionary and I'd read it to him.
Oh, if you had a smartphone.
Oh, my God, I know. I know. My dad would have been...
Hey, Siri, school this fool.
An unparticipating star. Black Christmas was clicked through, as well as Don't Breathe, the first one. Panic Room was clicked through as well. We like that Panic Room.
I love Panic Room.
That was one of Fincher's earlier. We saw Kristen Stewart in a very young age acting her butt off.
She was great.
And
was great.
Doyle was awesome too, right? Mad God was fuck yeah, Mad God. Talk to Me, The Black Indian Barbie, Old Boy, and Top Gun Maverick, as well as Resident Evil. Welcome to Raccoon City. Did not hit the post. I mean, I was far from the post.
Far from it.
I apologize, kids. All right.
The only better move from your dad, if you'd have been like, instead of what does it mean, what do you think it means? Because the implication is you don't know.
He might have said that a few times. Like, I'd use a word in a sentence. Oh, no, he would always be the one that would bring the word. Like, he would call me something or say something, and then he would go back and...
What do you think ignoramus means?
Something along those lines, yeah. Usually while insulting me, yeah. I had a lot of anger, Brian. Hey, a lot of it's gone, though. What I recommend is if you have an abusive childhood with a dad that you have problems with...
I stopped listening.
Go out and have your own son, and then try and, be cool with him, and then a lot of it melts away. He's got to break the cycle.
Nice.
But good chance you don't break the cycle. I got lucky. I don't know what happened.
Good chance you double down.
I waited long enough that I was mellow enough by the time he was born.
Yeah, that's right. All right, back to the...
Hey, I say that.
Number 2 for me in our list of top 5 female musicians, whatever you want to call it.
Ladies, songwriters.
I love to big one off the list, Anderson, knowing you would have it on yours. I don't want to double up. Inadvertently, however, doubled up with number 2. I have a song here from the band, what is it called? The Clash of Demon Head.
I got to say it after.
Nice. The band is the Clash of Demon Head. Their singer, is Natalie Adams, better known as Envy Adams. My number 2, aforementioned by Anderson, played by Brie Larson.
But did you do your number 3? Weren't we waiting on it?
Maybe.
I thought we did.
No, because we went to break before you did your number 3.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, yeah. Number 3 for me. I'll just do it real quick. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time.
Buddy.
Sorry. It's all right.
No, well, you kind of button hooked us with the...
It's another real life lady over there. Selena.
No, I'm out.
Selena.
Yeah, it's a fictionalized.
My number 3. Number 3 is Selena. It's very spot on as far as
I have not seen.
Oh, you haven't? What are you doing over there? Commenting. But 1997,
Celine.
Starring Jennifer Lopez. She crushes it. And it opened my eyes to an artist that I did not know.
You talking about J-Lo?
What's that?
You're talking about J-Lo?
Talking about both, actually.
Okay.
I really appreciated J-Lo in this, and Selena. It just opened up this whole world of Selena, and I just fell madly in love. I don't know. I loved her music. I loved her presence. I went and researched her a ton, and I listened to nothing but Selena for maybe 3-6 months straight. It's really good. It's paint by numbers. It's made for TV almost at times. It's just a tragic, beautiful story, and for whatever reason, it really resonated with me, and I listened to a whole lot of Selena. Still love my Selena. Bitty bitty bum bum. Bitty bitty bitty
You
bum
can rent
bum.
this across multiple platforms.
Very good, Selena. I love Selena. She's my number 3 character in a movie that does music. That's female.
That does
Ticks all the boxes. All right, go ahead.
All right. Aforementioned Envy Adams. Let's hear a little bit of honestly, pretty much a banger. This song fucking rules. This is Black Sheep, performed by the Clash of Demon Head.
Mm-hmm. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh yeah.
Oh, we missed all that part.
We did. There's a lot of dialogue.
Sounds so much like Human Waste Project, which is a band that I used to see live and hang out with quite a bit, Brad.
I'm gonna hit it
In the late 90s.
It's worth it.
Human Waste. Amy Echo. She's channeling Amy Echo. I wonder if there's...
It's funny. So this is actually a real song, Black Sheep, written and performed for the film by Metric. And this version you're hearing is basically the track with Brie Larson doing her own vocals. The real singer.
So 90s.
I listened to it today.
It's
great. It really is.
It's a great song. And I listened to it today and I actually prefer the Brie Larson version.
Maybe you heard it first.
They're both good. I heard it first. They're both good, but give me a choice. I'll choose Envy. I'll choose Envy on this one.
Surprised you like this, Brian.
How did I like?
I'm surprised you like it.
Really?
You would look down your nose at this.
At the movie or the song?
The song.
No. This is a fun song.
Yeah, it's a great song.
I had no problem with this.
You didn't love this? No, we'll get there.
Well, I did.
Like you didn't love the music in Dinner in America, which makes you a foolish person.
Yeah, that's fucking great.
Sorry.
It's so upsetting, right? One more reason to hate Brian.
Yeah.
God knows there's plenty to choose from.
There's a lot.
All right, let's do number 1.
Number 1. What are you doing, Brian? Why do you want to whittle my list down to 4? Why have you been trying to do that?
What are you talking about?
I just did my number 3. Why would I skip over my number 2?
I said number 2. I meant number 2.
You said number 1.
I may have said number 1.
What do you think number 1 means?
What do you think that means, son?
What do you think it means?
Well,
what does penultimate mean?
What does penultimate mean? Well, it's the second to last.
Close.
Like
you know what? I give you credit for trying.
What does anti-penultimate mean, son? That's a tough one. That's the third to last.
That's
right.
Third in the countdown.
So ultimate is 1, right? And then penultimate, and then anti-penultimate.
Ultimate choice, yeah.
Can we go to 4? Is there a 1 for 4? Don't look at you. Look at you searching your big brain.
Pseudo anti-penultimate.
Number 2 for me is the aforementioned Patty Cakes. She is great. We love her. And it is my number, Daniel McDonald as Patty Cakes. And Brian you did a fantastic job. If you weren't doing enough, I would have cut you off, but you did plenty. You covered everything. And my link is also to PB&J. PB&J. I got to play PB&J for the boy.
When's the last time you listened to PB&J?
3 days ago.
Earlier
3 days ago.
You got to give him PB&J and Paperboy.
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 Paperboy is a big letdown because you look for the real Paperboy.
You got none.
It doesn't exist. It's just that.
I know.
It sucks because I
brutal.
want Paperboy. I'm going to add it. I'm using my phone right now for the camera for the YouTube video. But yeah. As soon as I disconnect that, if I remember, I'm going to add PB&J to my shower playlist.
Nice.
So it'll pop up probably once every week or 2. Good times. I almost hurt myself sometimes in the shower when a good song comes on in the morning. I'm getting ready. Yeah.
He was found crumpled in the shower, neck broken, with PB&J playing.
I got to tell you,
PB&J and pump iron.
One of the biggest bangers that comes on in the morning that gets me really, really riled is Bo Burnham doing Jeffrey Bezos.
Jeffrey Bezos.
You did it. Congratulations.
Jeffrey Bezos.
It's the second one, though, that really gets me going. Because there's another Jeffrey Bezos.
Oh, I forgot he does multiple, yeah.
Yeah. Can't remember how it goes right now.
Number 1 for me.
Also, the Viagra boys really get me going. All right, go ahead.
It should come as no surprise. I got no clip because I've subjected this audience to plenty of Samantha James over the years. Of course, played by Anna Faris in Just Friends, 2005. We even had a watch along where we were able to enjoy that together. That was nice.
Was it? It was nice.
You know, for my choice for next month, I might just choose to watch it again.
You get to choose.
That's right.
Trying to kill our audience? Like literally like...
I'll literally bring her out their death.
Well, no, just audience killing means just like they're not around anymore.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't want you to actually, like, you know, they died out.
That'd be bizarre. Anna Faris as Samantha James is the most famous of my list. She is a global superstar. We see the younger brother of Ryan Reynolds' character, Chris Brander. He has her poster on his wall. She's achieved poster on the wall status. She's kind of portrayed as a vacuous Britney Spears-esque diva. She's dumb and her music sucks, which turned to be pretty prescient.
It's kind of mean.
It's kind of mean, but it is.
Leave Britney alone, Brian.
That's true. Anna Faris apparently chugged Red Bulls on set to maintain the crazy energy. I feel like there's another way actors maintain that energy, but she went the Red Bull route.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
You think they slimmed it down for the reporting?
And there's actually a deleted scene, which I watched. I didn't require a lot of arm twisting to watch it, but I watched for this episode. Apparently, Ryan Reynolds' girlfriend at the time, Alanis Morissette, makes a cameo that they did not use for the film.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Speaking of female rock stars.
Interesting, yeah. She played God in Dogma, Brian.
She did.
Yeah.
A wordless performance.
Yes. Songless as well.
That's right. There were no songs. There was no mirth.
Number 1 for me. No mirth. Number 1 for me. You know what
do you think?
Same page.
What do you think it means?
Number 1 for me is, it should be no surprise to Brian or anyone who listens super closely, but she was the first one to come to mind, and she's deserving in this role, I believe, for my number 1, and that is Becky something in Her Smell. 2018's Her Smell is...
a great performance.
One of the greatest performances you'll ever see in a movie by Elizabeth Moss. It really made me think that she might be the greatest actor we have working today.
Did we ever see her perform? I mean, I know there's the
she
piano.
performs the piano. She performs live songs, which you said you didn't like, which makes me upset because that's part of my shower playlist. And every now and again, one of those songs comes on, and you know what? Can you play my number 1? I have a hot link there.
Hot link.
Is that what you call? What do you call it there? You know what hot link means?
Hyperlink.
Hyperlink. Why do I call it a hot link?
I like you bringing hot
It's
link
like a
back.
Louisiana hot link.
Do you know why they call it a hyperlink?
Brian, why do they call it a hyperlink? Tell me.
Because HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol.
I wish I didn't. This song, she's obviously, they're doing like a whole thing, a Courtney Love thing.
And HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language.
I start counting.
I couldn't remember what it
Lost
is.
track of time. Ran out
That song
of
sucks.
patience. I know what's mine.
Talking about like pounding Red Bulls. I think she may have done more than that, or she's even better than I thought. But this Elizabeth Moss is just strung out and insane and out of her body the entire performance.
It's a great performance.
I couldn't believe what
The
I was watching.
movie lives and dies on her performance.
I really couldn't believe what I was watching. It's like really a lot of like fly on the wall. Quick little aside. Quick little aside.
Because that wasn't inherently fun.
I'm back to the movie producing and everything that's going into this giant short that's happening on Friday. So I had to do a table read, Brian. So I had to dig into my own number 1 and eclipse my own number 1 with my own story. But when I said fly on the wall, it just got me here. Okay, I think this is worth it.
Let's hear it.
Carano, who's my co-director on the documentary.
The guy who was canceled over that video?
Mike Carano. Your friend and mine, everyone's favorite guy, Mike Carano, right? He's my favorite Mike in the world, which says a lot because I know a lot of Mikes. And
I'm talking to him, Mike.
He's my favorite Keith.
He's my favorite Keith as well, yeah.
Easy.
And speaking of Keith, I sent him
What about Keith Coogan?
Speaking of Keith, wait for it. I sent Mike Carano the link to the Zoom meeting, which we had on Saturday for the table read, which a table read is just where like it is exactly what it sounds like. Like everyone, all the actors get together, usually around a table, and they have scripts in hand and they read their parts. And we get to actually hear it for the first time, read by the characters who are playing, the actors that are playing the characters. This time we did it through Zoom, which I'd never done before, but it's kind of like the norm now after, Zoom came onto the scene. So I, like the day before, maybe morning of, I said, all right, Mike, you're going to be documenting this entire short, and, you're my co-director on you've been there. He's been a part of the Born to Act Players now for 6 months and been there a lot. And so he's very, very close to this project. And I said, it'd be cool to have you there. However, Mike, you're Mike. And I need you.
You have to remind him occasionally.
I need you. There's going to be very few people on this call. I need you to, just be quiet and have your camera off if you can do that. Boy. And he goes, oh, yeah, for sure. I don't even know if I can make it. I said, okay, good. I check into the meeting.
Are we still listening to this?
Yeah, we are. It's great background music. It's a great fucking song, right, Avery?
It's enjoyable.
It's enjoyable, yeah. It's good stuff.
It's not hard, the doc.
It's the end of the movie. So I check in. I think I'm 4 or 5 minutes early, right? And Mike is center square. There's like 6 other people already on. All the actors, most of the actors are already on. Mike is center square. And I see Keith Coogan, top left, laughing very hard at whatever Mike had just said that I missed. And Mike is like, and then he goes on and he says something else. He's
holding court.
He's holding court. And I say, Michael, what did I say? And he said, you told me to be a very loud fly on the wall.
But that's annoying.
No, it was fine. I went back and he actually, right when I tuned in, he had just said his very first thing. I thought that he had, which is fine. Mike is so material. He's so gracious and affable, and he's a great icebreaker. Yeah, I should have actually set it up so he goes on for the first 10 minutes and warms up the crowd.
Yeah, the opener.
Everyone comfortable. Yeah, because I used to do that with Stanley at Loveline. Stanley, my little dog, would loosen everybody, all the guests up. True. They'd come on, they'd be a little bit nervous, it's radio and whatnot, and then they'd see Stanley. An
adorable little dog there.
Mellow out. So that's what I'm saying is Mike Carano's my new Stanley. Okay.
That's fine. He's your emotional support animal.
Her Smell, Alex Perry Ross, who is he's a very particular director who has his audience. Her Smell is probably the most normal thing I've ever seen him make.
Even that's inaccessible for many people.
It's mostly inaccessible for most, yeah. But back to my number one, it's a transformative performance, to say the least. Elizabeth Moss. And then you watch Her Smell, and then you watch French Dispatch, and you're just like, hey, Wes Anderson, you had her.
Yeah.
Why did you do that with her? She sat there and did nothing.
It's like watching a manager of a bad baseball team who has great players. It's like you had great players, and this is what you got.
You're pinch hitting with that guy and not that guy? Yeah. Oh, what are you doing? All right, so that's my number one. Also, Rands, I thought of one when we were doing the
you're the listener.
Flick Fashion, and I forgot. I forgot it anyway. So
maybe we'll come over there.
Turn that off. No. That's sex talk. We're not going to do that. I think it lives if I bleep it. I could probably put it out if I bleep it.
Yeah.
I can't have it out in present form.
It
was a different time.
It was literally a different decade.
It was like 10 years ago, right?
11 years.
11 years ago, right? It wasn't on.
Because
the message
I
was
enjoyed
there.
it.
The message was there.
I enjoy it.
You get it, right?
I love it.
Okay. All right.
What's the problem?
Jesus Christ. All right, I'm going to re-release this thing as bleeped. Hey, can I go in there to the existing file and bleep it, or do I have?
You got to ask the tech guy for that. You got to ask Brian.
Brian, can we do that?
What do you want to know?
No, I'm not going to waste my time on the joke.
Listener list compiled by the Mitch Burns. Number 5 for the listeners is Joan Jett, played by Kristen Stewart.
The Runaways.
Number 4 is Josie, played by Rachel E. Cook. And Josie the Pussycats.
Never saw.
She's very sweet.
Did I see it?
Number 3.
It's not good. I've seen parts of it. It's quite bad.
Brie Larson as Envy Adams and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Good choice there, kids.
Number 2, Elizabeth Moss as Becky Something in Her Smell.
Number 2.
And number 1,
Samantha James
is Tia Carrera as Cassandra Wong in Wayne's World.
Yeah, I can see that. A little basic, but I could see it.
I put it on my list. I did a list of top 5 funniest musical performances, and I had Jackie Q, played by Rose Byrne, on my list, so couldn't do.
That guy's got a really small penis.
That was comically loud and long.
That guy's penis is so small.
Her Smell, of course. Dreamgirls would have fit the list, as would have.
I have not seen Dreamgirls.
A star, really? Oh, it's decent.
Juliette Lewis in Strange Days.
Oh, great pull. That's right. Yeah, she was fantastic in that.
She was great.
God damn it.
Star is Born, of course.
Star is Born. Yes, that's the one that I thought of.
And it's not a good movie. In fact, it's very bad.
I still like my
but
5 more.
Sia in music is a fun cameo. As the trying to buy drugs rock star.
I know, but you're putting Sia on the.
I didn't put it on the list.
I don't know what it's mentioned.
What's your also answer?
I don't have a whole lot. What do we got over here in the house? Once again, criminally underrepresented, I think, are the female musicians. I tried to watch Jessie Buckley in Wild Rose, and it's currently streaming on Prime, I think, but it's not the right aspect ratio, so it's all squished.
Oh no!
And like all the faces are disproportionate.
Who would allow this?
I don't know. Like, there's just so much stuff out there that they let bugs like this, last. I don't know if I write an email, which I will never do because I'm not an email writer, but somebody.
You're reading a text off your.
Shit. He doesn't think tonight.
You got plenty of time. Plenty of time.
I don't, because I'm supposed to be meeting my actor, but I think he might have thought tonight was the night and it's tomorrow night. I'll look at the text, whatever. Sorry, I'm in the middle of a lot of stuff.
You got a lot in your mind.
A lot of stuff going on. But what was I saying earlier?
Your boy's getting the short end of the stick.
Feature-length sex talk over cuttlefish.
I was not talking about the feature-length sex talk. If you give me a couple weeks, a carton of cigarettes and a bottle of booze, I could write a decent feature-length version of that. All right, what was I?
You were talking about rock stars and
also Rands
and aspect ratios.
Oh yeah, so Wild Rose with Jessie Buckley, which is supposed to be very good, and it's her as a rock star. There's also that one out there which I have not seen, and I don't know if I ever will, with Meryl Streep as a rock star.
Oh, I saw it. It's not good. So there's something in The Flash, right? Like it's like 5 years old, 8 years old.
Yeah, it's probably about
Ricky and the Flash.
Ricky and the Flash, yes.
It's all right.
And then there's, of course, Dinner America. You could make an argument that she was a rock star by the time it was all said and done. Yeah, absolutely, you could. And then you got Judy over there as well, with Renee Zellweger playing Judy Garland, who was a musician. And not a rock star, but she was a musician. All right, does my actor think that we're meeting 20 minutes ago? Because that would be a problem. That'd be a big problem.
All right, let's, Avery, let's carry this ship home. Let's gamble and get out of here.
Little gambling last week. We gambled on Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour.
Fuck yeah, we did.
Anderson guessed 92, Bryan 94.
Oh.
With 32 reviews. The actual Rotten Tomato score is 100%.
No, it is not. No, it is
They're
not.
so scared. They're so scared.
Making Bryan the winner.
Well, we haven't seen it, so we don't know. Maybe it is transformative, but...
Wow. I think I'm sweeping this.
I mean, if it's a concert movie about a great concert, what are you going to nitpick?
Yeah. That's a really good point. All right, what do we have? Oh, I know it's this week. Avery, give it to us.
Killers of the Flower Moon is what we're gambling on.
Is that new Jim Jarmusch?
Oh, I've seen ads for this, and they say from the director of The Departed.
No, they do not. Do they really?
They do.
Holy shit.
I've seen it throughout Sunday football.
Holy shit.
That's the football crowd.
They could even add in Taxi Driver.
Goodfellas would have helped with the...
Or Wolf of Wall Street with that demographic.
They've obviously done the algorithms and figured out what's going to make the most sense. The Departed. Or maybe they just
probably covers the broadest demo.
But that's what I'm saying. If that is the case, I hope they're just lazy and that doesn't cover the broadest demo. I really think
it does. I think that gets the most male audience
and
in that age bracket.
Number of stars in actual Leonardo DiCaprio and fucking what's his name?
It's got Damon Nicholson.
The not as good Affleck. That's right.
All right.
Yeah. Movie's packed with stars.
I got a number.
Alec Baldwin's 8th on the call sheet.
You got your ticket for this yet?
I do.
All right. When are you seeing it?
I'm going to spend all day watching this on Friday.
I know.
You coming to my theater?
You're going to Friday?
Yeah.
That's ballsy.
Well, it was either No, we're busy all day Saturday.
Is Swift still in the theater, or are they?
Yeah,
We're going
but
to see
it's not the
Swiftie on Saturday.
it's not the opening weekend, so I think they're a little less concerned.
I'm going to go see Swiftenheimer.
There's a chance I'm going to give up on life. All right, and you guys will know it if I come in here and I flick fast Swiftie instead of Flower
love
Moon.
this.
Yeah,
'Cause you just need to feel good.
I'm cashing in and I'm done.
Yeah, you've
There's a
lived
chance.
you've lived a good life.
Yeah, I'm cashing out. Cashing out, cashing in, they're the same thing, right? What the fuck?
Cashing out means you have cash or you have chips and you're getting cash for it.
Thanks,
Cashing in means like it's a similar thing.
It's
like
the same.
you have stock and it's like, oh, I'm cashing in on this.
My actor thinks, oh, thank God. See you tomorrow night at 8. Thank God.
All right. 100% for Swift.
Did we give our votes for? I got one. What were you playing? Oh, was that my music? Stop it. I don't think that music's cleared.
I got a number.
All right, yeah, I got a number 2.
All right. This
I got a number.
there's a world where this breaks the show.
It would be a worthy movie, I think. I don't want to say too much before we do our little thing, but I mean, you know, I think there might be some overhype going on.
Okay.
I mean, did you see a movie called The Irishman?
The fight scene is inexplicable.
5-star film.
I mean, Scorsese had his day. He had his day.
Yeah, it's
It could
today.
have been longer.
It's Friday.
He had his days. He had his decades. I just don't know if.
He had his century.
But then you look at George Miller, and it's like the dude's still rocking.
Friedkin.
Freaking rocked. Well,
Until the end.
I just saw a CSI rendition of Queeg
All right, what's your number?
doing Norm Macdonald. I mean, a lot to like there, but a lot not to like.
Okay.
My number's 8 and 9. Oh, what are you doing?
Okay, well, I should go a 90, but I was actually go much higher, 96.
Really?
So you went 89.
You really have a lot in your mind.
89. What's for?
No, you blurted it out.
I know.
waiting.
We didn't do that what we normally.
I'm going 96. Ugh, should go 90.
With 102 reviews, the current Rotten Tomato score for Killers of the Flower Moon is 95.
Oh,
So Brian's been looking all day like he always
yeah,
does.
but that's
How'd you get
precarious.
your watch to actually have the Rotten Tomato scores on it? That's weird.
Yeah, nothing.
Every time you look at your watch, it's just I see the
95
red
is-
glow on your face.
That's actually what when they were doing the biopsy for the tumor, they were actually implanting a Rotten Tomatoes device.
His glasses.
It's experimental.
Do you guys remember that Google Glass? Where it's
Yeah,
like, this is the
I thought it was
future.
a great idea.
This is the future. The guy had like a mouse in his pocket, and he was on 60 Minutes, and they're like, "Tell me Babe Ruth's all-time at bats record." And the guy's like, "Hold on, give me a second here. He was at the plate 4,560." And the guy's just like, "Oh my God, you're getting that in your glasses right now by fiddling in your
Not
pocket."
bad. It's not bad.
And I could
Right.
fiddle in my pocket, my fucking phone.
It was before phones. It was long before phones.
It was close.
It was like 10 years, I think. 10 years before the smartphones. I think so.
No, Google Glass was not.
Yeah, that was
No.
well after cell phones.
They're like, this is going to be a real problem in Vegas. They're not going to let anyone who need bifocals to be wearing them at the tables. They're going to be afraid they're cheating.
Yeah, that would have really ruined things.
2013 Google Glass.
Oh, so it came after. Because
Yeah, way
iPhone
too
was
late.
2007.
Yeah, way too late.
I am really dumb. I say things that are wrong.
But also,
a lot.
why do you need it when I have a phone?
Because you could be like, it's Brian's dream. He'd be like, I'm not looking at my phone right now.
That's
I just
true.
have this information. What do you want to
Boop,
know?
boop, bop, beep.
Hold on, let me get. I have some change in my pocket. I'm just trying to adjust it. Oh, what do you want to know about Babe Ruth? Why are you fiddling,
I
sir?
hate that the example that they're using is how long is the Golden Gate Bridge?
Is that the example?
Beep, bop, boop.
Brian's like, it's funny. I lived there. I took that bridge a number of
I've won that
times.
a number of times.
I love that it's all just questions your dad would ask. That's how they always.
It's like it's in no way benefiting you. It's just trivia.
Yeah.
It's all trivia, but that's your thing.
That's true.
That is, this is kind of your
Yeah,
dream.
right.
It's kind of your dream. I have gotten so lazy with Google, like where
The Vegas thing is a great application. Like if you're playing blackjack, it could very easily count cards for you.
but just
Oh,
knowing,
yeah.
What's coming next?
but just knowing, like, no, I'm not talking about that for sure. Yeah, that is a real.
Poker too, calculating odds.
But they'd be
Yeah,
able to
yeah,
tell.
that's a good
I think that Vegas is probably onto that, and they probably have some ways of telling if
Oh,
a guy
yeah.
who keeps hitting has the Google Glass going on.
Keeps hitting on 19.
Yeah.
But I'm to the point where my brain is just like, well, why can't you just look it up? Like before I even let myself think of something for a while sometimes, which is annoying. It's annoying. Like to let your brain think, guys, right?
Let's just not know.
Let's just not know. I think about that all the time, but then I try and know. And there's some things you can't use it for. All
right, let's get you out of here.
You know what I'm talking about?
Balloons filled up.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. Holy shit. Do I have time?
I'm trying my best.
Oh, Jesus.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Is that you? Are you the North Hollywood man?
All right.
I believe so.
Sorry, guys. This episode was a little bit all over the place. More than normal, I think.
Rand, great job, buddy. This is
that Rand? Rand's going to be there. And there's a good chance that I can't even have Rand do what I want him to do because...
Why am I second billed?
I have people saying, no, there's just not going to be room or time or it's going to be a distraction. You can't have Rand interviewing people.
You can't have 6 babysitters.
Rand is not...
Apparently you can. Thanks, Rand. That was awesome. Thanks, Tam Smith. Hope you enjoyed your trip. And sorry we didn't get to talk to you about Flora and Son, but we did enjoy it. So thank you for the assignment. Appreciate it. What do we watch next week? What do we watch?
Oh, shit. I am off, guys. Hold on. Let me see.
This should have been a week to watch 2 movies.
Oh, we can't watch anything this week. We just have to take a week.
Why?
Because we got Killers of the Flower Moon. We got Old Dads.
What the fuck is Old Dads?
Bill Burr.
It's the new Bill Burr movie that's coming out on Netflix on like the 20th.
I know what that is.
Friday.
It's going to be Old Man Fest on this weekend.
That's right. Although if we line up on our movies, maybe they go faster.
All right. We should see Princess...
I don't want to see
Princess Mononoke.
Ooh, I almost watched that.
Leif. Oh God, Leif. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. I just fucked up again, and I know your name because we talked.
Did you say Leif?
Leif. No, we can't do Leif. Sorry, Leif. Scratch that because Leif lives in Europe, and I can't do like a strange time right now to talk to someone. I can't do that.
No phones in Europe.
Yeah, it's just the time difference. I've been trying to talk to Mark Crimmins for the last 4 weeks now, and he's in Australia, so I got to talk to him at night, and I just don't have any night availability. All right, so we're gonna do. Oh Jesus, do we do this? Yeah, we do. Dogs don't wear pants. Thanks to Nick Eats Cake.
Is that based on a true story?
There's a good chance that we'll be watching that. There's a chance that I'm gonna have to tap out. There's a slim chance that I'm gonna have to tap out.
Potentially.
Dogs don't wear pants.
Dogs don't wear pants.
Thanks to Nick Eats Cake.
Where can that be streamed?
I think it's streaming somewhere. Why is that so funny?
Very helpful. Very detailed.
I believe that I looked it up at a time, and I believe that I found that it was.
Thanks to Mr. Nisness. Is it Nisness? Did I pronounce that right?
It is.
Thanks, Mr. Nisness. They were our featured artists this week. Check them out at AndersonandBryan.com. And that is where all of our hyperlinks exist, as well as, links to our Amazon account. Or if you want to do shopping on Amazon, just tap that link right there, that hyperlink, if you will, the hot link, and it'll take you right to the shop. And it'll cost you nothing extra, literally zero. It helps us a little bit. Instagram, Anderson and Bryan. TikTok, Anderson and Bryan. Twitter and Facebook, the Film Vault. YouTube, the Film Vault Podcast. How about that? Check us out on all of our socials. Thank you to all of our helpers, especially Giovanni, Mitch Burns. Vote for Mitch, Mike Cole, and Eric Gath. Appreciate you guys a lot for all you do for the show. And what are you looking at?
The budget.
Oh, no. Problematic. All right, let's get out of here.
If you want, not Black Friday yet.
It's not at all. If you'd like to be associated with Loaded for Bear and all of our efforts and everything we're trying to do over there, and it's going to look great, it's going to be fantastic, it's going to be a real thing, it's going to be awesome, it's going to be worthwhile real thing too. I don't know how to make things that are like things that you've already seen. I'm always trying to do something different. Bryan knows this. Like if I'm making something,
you're an innovator.
I don't want to try and imitate something that I've already seen. We're always trying to push the envelope and do something a little different. That is definitely this. If you like your name associated with that, and you have any faith in myself or the people involved, and you would like a tax write-off for a charitable contribution, loadedforbeardoc.com is where you go to help. And there'll be other times to help, but we could really use the help right now if you're listening. So
the time is high.
Loadedforbeardoc.com. Jesus.
All right, let's get this man some balloons.
We do it for Van Gogh.